video, you can see that the crew, that's not the trajectory it's going to take, but the flight computers are actually determining different breakout trajectories just in case they needed to actually execute a breakout maneuver. It would bring the Dragon into a 24-hour safe trajectory. But as long as everything continues to be go, that display will continue to change and will proceed through the next steps to actually get closer and closer to the space station and eventually for a docking. Again, we mentioned at the top of this broadcast that we'll be docking to the Zenith port of the International Space Station. That's actually at the top. So once we get right underneath the space station, we execute a burn to swing right out in front, where hopefully get some really good views of both the Dragon and from the International Space Station and the space station from the Dragon.
Manny.
Witness that, but then it'll go up top. I also just heard a call about a mid-course maneuver, so they are tracking that. That just helps us to continue on waypoint 0, which we are heading towards right now. And that waypoint 0 again is about 400 meters directly below the International Space Station.
So for those of you that have just recently tuned in,
Sorry.
the crew has
Switch this.
basically navigational stop and go points where as they approach each waypoint, the integrated teams at JSC here at SpaceX and also on board the International Space Station will all give basically a thumbs up to continue to proceed. Everything that we're going to be doing over the next hour or so in terms of these maneuvers.
Let's see here, guys.
The approach to the International Space Station is slow and steady, even though they are
Hey, Cynthia.
going technically 17,000.
Yeah, I don't know if it was that upsetting. I mean,
their acceleration toward.
I don't know if he was. I think it was. I don't think the prosecution had enough money hour. Where? Oh, that. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. It was the prosecution probably didn't have enough to do that conviction, but they did it anyway. That's he's getting a little hair loss there. This is freaking media. We got SpaceX's docking, and we got poker tonight. I agree. I believe there was reasonable doubt as well, but I don't think that judge was running a very good courtroom, and his rulings, I think, were pretty unlawful. So that's what you get with that. So you will get that.
Preston from Nashville. She was funny.
There's reasonable doubt. I mean, I think he should, for all his financial stuff, should be in jail for the rest of his life. But he stole from so many people, and I think they probably should have changed venues. But this is all things his defense should have done. So.
Who are you?
To approach waypoint 1.
Waypoint 1 is just about 220 meters right in front of that docking port. So really, the waypoint
Let me.
One are on opposite ends of the space station.
I don't know if you're odd yet or not, Cynthia. Let me fix that.
Space station, you don't really reach waypoint 1 until you're 220 meters.
Well, I like that coat. See, hey, MCC, you need one of them coats. You need one of them coats, man. Hell yeah, man.
No, you aren't modded. Okay, good.
That's what you need, a duster. Yeah, you need to get you another one.
To make any final course corrections as it approaches that waypoint 0. As Gary said, that's 400 meters away from the International Space Station.
I was just admiring the coat. You're wearing the shit out of it. I I said I was firing the coat. You're wearing the shit out of it.
Commander Steve Bowen
What's up,
on the
Who are
left
ya?
side of your screen.
Who are ya?
Pilot Woody Hoberg.
Who are ya? Who are ya?
It's what I do best.
Hope to also be saying we're getting great views from
I have to know who
inside
you are
Dragon
before you
Endeavor.
ask me questions.
Rockport, welcome.
From some of the ground stations that provide some of these live views.
Tonight, I'm gonna watch a little bit of this. Oh, that was just over with. All right, looks like they should be setting up a new game. Let me bring up Prince and Code's stream.
We're not coming in.
Some of those cameras on board.
We would never.
Show that, here
Hey,
as part
look,
of
it's the
approach.
FedEx. No, that's the Prime guy. Not to be
There's some
confused
great
with the
views from
FedEx
what I
guy.
recall from past approaches, especially
Where's Prince and Code? There we
0.0
go.
mark, and then all the way up to the docking axis, we get fantastic views. Here's one. It's still pretty far away. You can sort of see the blinking navigation lights of the Dragon. Still.
Oh, he's already got one set up. All right.
From the heathens got can't really make out a lot of the features. We're also in an orbital nighttime. The International Space Station is
Ah, we closed it. There we go.
Thermal camera, so and then on the right-hand side, the little flashing dot is Dragon being seen by the International Space Station. So actually reminds me of the Superman meme of the two Supermans pointing at each other.
When we get closer to the International Space Station, we meaning the Crew 6 astronauts, we're able to communicate with the International Space Station and use a lot of the resources that are on board, including GPS. When it gets to a certain position, it uses relative GPS to understand where the Dragon is.
Chopper, chopper. Chopper, what up, buddy? Out. He's got that NFX stuff just rolling on his stream there.
Get to closer to docking, and we can
Benny,
the different cameras on board Dragon. And really
either one of you guys want to play some?
where we are, that helps us push in for those final moments of approach in for a docking, using some of the visual assets, different cameras that are on board Dragon, looking at the International Space Station as it makes its way in. You can see that was one of the thermal cameras that we can see right now. You can see the some of the features of the International Space Station. As you get closer, you'll really get to pick out a lot of those really distinct features of the International Space Station. The solar arrays, a lot of pressure.
What's up, bro? Good to see you, D News.
That's all coming up.
inDOCtriNATION. Get in the game or
housed inside, basically underneath the nose cone. So the nose cone protects not only the forward hatch, which is the hatch that is used to connect to the International Space Station.
Didn't see that.
But it also protects all of those sensors that are critical to navigating to and from the International Space Station. So a great graphic there with some visuals of the Dragon capsule. The top half being the pressurized
Logonitis Maximus.
16 feet tall. That is where the crew is. That's where those live cabin views come from. The nose cone is
Looks like a butt plug. Not that I know what butt plugs look like. Hey, Dirty Dog. You gonna play some poker?
Ground has pulled go for approach 0 and will enable the maneuver shortly. Expected start time is per your displays. Reminder that Dragon will continue approach through waypoint 1 toward waypoint
Some Larry Lenny. Larry.
So that approach 0 is the actual burn that occurs at waypoint 0. So when they actually reach that waypoint, that's the 400 meter. The approach 0 is the actual firing of the Draco thrusters that swings us out front. You also heard that call. We're going to push forward from waypoint 1 to waypoint 2. We're not pausing. We're going. Everything's looking good.
barely got
does
that thing in
path
time. I
smoothly
got a
through
bad
that
cough,
viewport
guys,
here.
so if I don't get it muted in time.
Start monitoring Dragon
Stuff.
in approximately 45 minutes. Okay, station copy.
That's confirmation from Josh Cassidy aboard the International Space Station. His job is to monitor the approach.
A
He
little
has
black
a
pussy here.
software on board the International Space Station called the RPOP, Rendezvous and Proximity Operations Panel, that
Baby
allows
girl,
him
you want to hit that?
directly from the Dragon. They're communicating with each other, the Dragon and the International Space Station, through a common system called C2V2, Common Communications for Visiting Vehicles. It's a standardized protocol that a lot of different vehicles use so that we don't have to continue to renegotiate protocols for each of the different vehicles. It's standardized. So that communicates with the RPOP and allows him to see telemetry. Also, for Josh Cassida, if anything were to look off nominal from Josh Cassida's point of view, aboard the International Space Station, he actually has the ability to issue an abort. Now, of course, the crew aboard Dragon also has that ability, but these are redundancies and safeguards that allow for the safe approach and docking of a crewed vehicle to the International Space Station.
Absolutely. Yeah, those displays that we saw, it's those physical buttons that have white writing on them. So it almost
Wasn't
looks like
that
white, but it's
one of the hooks that they used in Wedding Crashers at the end? They started doing funerals. All right, do you news?
and the breakout
Yes, you.
is Gary mentioned. We actually were able
Good
to
Lord,
see
almost died.
how the onboard flight computers were basically calculating projected breakout scenarios. And there you can see it on the screen. That center display being the primary one. You can also see the screens on the left and the right are now also being used in order to show additional information. As we said before, they're able to monitor the activity of the various thrusters as well as the velocity. As we predicted, Gary, those iconic features of the space station coming in.
I've had this,
Yeah,
Manny. I've had this
is the truss of the
Monier
International
for
Space Station. We're right underneath.
about
One of the
25
pictures that the
years.
International Space Station takes
It's on
is
my.
when the Dragon
This is
is
much older.
supposed to
This
launch
was
the solar arrays.
one of my original sets
So
of dog
they're
tags,
not
the chain
actively
for it,
moving.
but you
They're
can get these anywhere.
just for safety
And I
reasons
use
or
it
for
for
loads
that.
reasons. So they're sort
Sterling
of
silver.
they make them out from this position, but you were able to see there for a moment some of the radiators that go out that project out the back of the truss toward the aft position, and those expel heat from the International Space
They
Station.
literally don't do anything. The crew does nothing but ride. It's a taxi ride. They get to look at the screen and shit like that, but there's no controls.
Joint operations for a reason. It takes several teams all working together to actually
It's a remote control
execute
taxi.
this very delicate operation. Here at Mission Control Hawthorne, the teams here are monitoring the systems aboard the Dragon. If we go over to Houston, Texas, you can see this is the International Space Station flight control room. The teams here are, of course, monitoring Dragon, talking with the teams here in Hawthorne, but their responsibility is the International Space Station. The destination for Crew 6, Crew Dragon Endeavor, and astronauts aboard today. Once they dock and enter into the International
It's
Space
a
Station,
Monier. Earlier, it's Thor's hammer.
Pilot, mission specialist. That's their role when they're inside this crew vehicle. They have distinctive responsibilities with those titles. Once they enter the International Space Station, their title for the next 6 months will be flight engineer. Their responsibilities will be to conduct science, maintenance. They'll be conducting a few spacewalks, all to.
Oh, and I canceled my appointment this morning. I didn't go to the VA. I slept in.
That is aboard the International Space Station.
Once again, that is a view of the International Space Station coming from Dragon Endeavor.
Who else is going to play? We got Friends and Code, D News. One of you guys here needs to play. You got 15 minutes to
we will be able to see some additional
get the game
sensors,
ready.
views from those sensors as we get closer to the space station, as we get closer and closer to the port.
Man, No Mercy Sheep was in Battlestream. I wish Bob was still streaming. We could pull those guys into the game at least. I don't care if they come to the stream or not. But all right, how long before this thing fucking lands? This got to go all the way around. Let's see if we can find something. When something exciting starts to happen on that, we'll come back to it. But, yeah, see, look how far away from it is. Fuck that. Let's find something else. See, I had it on tab full screen earlier, so when I clicked full screen, it just filled that up of the tab. Hey, freaking. You still streaming, man? Oh, yeah, you are. Sweet. Sweet. Streaming a stream.
Hit that like button for him.
I appreciate it, brother. Thanks, brother. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. All right, let's find something to play here. Open up this guy's channel. He usually has something decent going on.
Happening in a state like Michigan. In fact, there's an organization more than any other that's storming across the state, and that's the organization called America First, a growing movement of patriots dedicated to restoring the God-given freedoms and liberties that have made our nation a shining city on a hill. To do that, America First Republicans have been systematically taking over county after county after county. In fact, according to Reuters, America First Republicans now control party leadership in more than half of Michigan's 83 counties. Absolutely astonishing. But what's happening in Michigan is reflective of actually what's happening in counties all across the nation. More and more local Republican Party chapters are taken over by patriot activists dedicated to faith, family.
You come from Frickens?
In fact, it's simply reflective of
what's
I like that
icon. Avatar.
The latest survey showed that a majority of the party identifies as, yes, Christian nationalists, either in terms of strong support or at least in terms of sympathy. And what's key here is that according to the Public Religion Research Institute, 21% of Republicans are all in with Christian nationalism. Now, 21% are strong supporters.
What up, Steve-O? Welcome, brother. Thanks for coming and hanging out.
20 to 25% of dedicated adherents for people to start migrating en masse to the new paradigm, which in this case would be the Christian nationalist populist paradigm of America First. Remember, right now, the frustration is that the Republican Party is largely a nationalist populist light party rather than a nationalist populist right party, right? We talk about that a lot. It's an important distinction to make to understand the tension that's going on inside the party. A populist right party versus a populist light party. So a populist right party is a MAGA party, an America First party from top to bottom, from bottom to top. All rhinos, all neocons have either left the party.
No, unindoctrinated is not the same as indoctrination. Which are both sub to each other, though.
They've adjusted themselves to the new political reality, like Lindsey Graham and Marco Rubio are trying to do. It's a full-blown patriot party. On the other hand, a nationalist light party, this is key, it's a party that has a MAGA
chopper
base, a nationalist populist grassroots.
Hey, thanks for the follow, Acolyte Roasty on
leadership. And so while the Rhino neocon establishment certainly very
Twitch,
happy to reap the electoral.
Unindoctrinated is him. I'm me. That's him. I'm me. Her.
Rewards of the growing populist movement, they still have an establishment mentality which easily digresses back to the Rhino globalist norms, which so often involves alienating the deplorable base.
Thank you very much, our guy. I appreciate it.
By throwing them under the bus. And this is because a populist right party and a populist light party operate by two fundamentally different.
This guy usually broadcasts, but he is constantly gets mass reported and brought down. All he does is this. I mean, he attends his stream quite often, but a lot of times it's just running 24/7. He's just going through news stories and stuff like that. I kind of like it. I'll just pull it on while I'm driving and just listen to them sometimes when I'm not listening to an audiobook. Yeah, Nation and Nated. Yeah, because this is Doc's Nation.
Politics. The populist right party operates by a politics of the people, where the values, interests, and concerns of the MAGA base are represented faithfully by their elected officials. This is why we love Trump. He did that
And
so well for 4 years. However, a populist light party is governed.
One thing I do is if I know you and I've seen you in plenty of chats and I know you're a pretty straight up person, I automatically make you a moderator in mine. Steve, forgot about you. Who else did I miss? I think it's everybody. Our guy, let me know if I got you. But yeah, I do that just so it's easy to know. That way, I'm the only one that's really. Hey, what up, MCC? Good to see you. Sorry, man, I didn't see that till just now. I do that just basically so it's easy to look at other people's channels because you can't look. That's one thing I hate about the regular chat is you can't click on the three dots and see other people's channels without having to search their shit. And sometimes, like with my name, it literally like 30 things comes up. So.
Not by the politics of the people, but rather by a politics of the establishment.
And I'm the only one that's really going to control any speech in this chat. That way, one of the mods I do have isn't killing other people because you can't kill other mods. So, or fat finger them like I did to poor what's his name the other day, 5432.
Where GOP elected officials promote and protect the values, interests, concerns of the permanent political class as amplified.
Trying to look at his channel as a mod, and he wasn't a mod, so I accidentally timed him out or removed him. I don't remember which I did.
Amplified by the shameless cheerleading of the mainstream Marxists.
We put him back.
Slowly but surely, the Republican Party is indeed changing, and it's changing fundamentally at the local.
Everybody's worthy.
County levels, and we're seeing right now.
Unless you get on my nerves, and then you become unworthy, and then I'll leave you to the wolves, which is everybody else.
How taking over the counties promises to
But I don't mind trolling. Troll the fuck out of me. I don't give a fuck. I've got pretty thick skin. I've been through a lot in my life, so.
Make not just the party, but the nation as a whole. You're going to love this. But first, gang, you got to click on that link below and try for yourself the new technology behind MyPillow 2.0. It's amazing. Mike Lindell has absolutely outdone himself with a new fabric temperature regulating technology that keeps you comfortable.
Oh, God, let's jump to live.
Absolutely love it over there.
All right. Turley. Steve Turley. Is that who that was? He usually has much better people on here.
I gotta talk to this man before the end of the week. I have to do it.
All right, let's see what else is on. We'll come back to him later. Freaking still on? Oh yeah, that's one of my favorite stops with him. This one right here in front of the Carmeners.
I try to change it up, try to be funny, try to entertain the people who watch the videos. I don't want just what's.
I think this is a great story
to be the only entertainment. I try to do a dialogue that keeps people engaged and entertained and laughing throughout.
How many minutes? Who plays poker, guys? We got a poker game getting ready to pop up here. I have watched what Tartaria's? Tartaria? Yeah, I've watched some of that. I'm in a Discord that is really deep into that stuff, our guy.
My assholeism, and it can be whipped out at a moment's notice.
Come on, man. We need some poker players. Anybody else in Friends and Codes Club? If not, here, let me drop a link. Download PokerStars. Lite if you're on a mobile phone. PokerStars Lite.
Think about that. Yeah, I don't watch Bay Area Transparency, Long Island Audits, Direct D. Who else is auditing out there? I mean, I pop in on Brooklyn Audits
What's his, I shouldn't leave him live. Just mute it. But Chopper is one of my most hilarious people. Trying to figure out what the fuck he's trying to say. I think most of the time he doesn't quite know as well, so that makes it pretty fair. Just saying.
You might get 20 videos in, or you might only get 5
If it were me,
videos in.
I would have my face glued to the window,
Yeah, no,
looking out. We're standing by for. It sounds
just don't
like
have the desire to
SpaceX
watch a
core
video
wanted
too
to
much anymore,
provide some
unless
information
it's
to the
me.
crew
And MCC,
regarding
I'll go.
the
I like to go watch
Dragoneyes,
some of his
which
videos.
are basically
Because I like to see his perspective what we're doing, and a lot of times his camera will pick up things I didn't hear or something.
Finally got my Android Auto to work on the way to the. I had to go spend a few hours over at the factory just to, in case some of the yesterday's missing new employees showed up. But
because we're not always together while we're there.
So just a quick word, Dragoneyes. We love to be creative with our.
so I couldn't get the Android Auto to work with the S23 Ultra. Yes, I'm showing it off. I did a stream yesterday at work of the transfer from the S21 to the S23. Smooth as fuck, mostly, other than having no log. The only thing that pissed me off about it is because the iOS, the OS is virtually the same for the two phones as the sidebar. I had to fucking reload. I held apps. Whoops, what the fuck did I hit? Anyway, I'm boomerang it here. There's a little gray area here on the side of the phone where you can slide, and it opens up a bunch of apps. So you don't have your desktop, but I've got them all different folders for the different type of apps they are. That's how I know I am. It's a badass wallpaper though. I still love it. Darth Vader lighting a cigarette on here. Yeah, it's Darth Vader lighting a cigarette on his lightsaber. All right, let's get some sounds going.
That is piercing through the atmosphere, so it experiences pretty high levels of aerodynamic loads. So that nose cone, while it may seem simple,
Definitely gonna have to get a case for it.
parts of Dragon.
It's not your car. It's the people's car. You don't own that.
Fantastic views, again, courtesy of the space station external cameras. We're on a southeastern track right now, passing over Iran.
Yeah, you don't own the car. We can be near the car.
He's paying attention to where he is.
Telling you to get away from the car.
Chopper.
We can absolutely record inside the
A 100 what, Fallen? Is he 100%? I believe Chopper. Or something similar to that anyway.
No, that officer's safety, my ass. Yeah, what law is officer safety? What law is officer safety?
Uh-oh. Here we go. Here we go.
That's where you're wrong, honey.
Is that a lawful order? Is that a lawful order to step away from your vehicle? Is that a lawful order? Do you have the lawful authority to make that order?
Waypoint 1, so it's basically
pretty obvious.
Somewhere between
pretty obvious. Well, that's your problem, not mine. I don't trust your actions.
0 is at 400 meters, and
you guys shoot people. You guys shoot people.
And as we said before, they're going to coast right
through. Well, cops shoot people. You're a cop.
0, and the navigation is basically set
sure do. But mostly
2,
it's the cops that shoot people and get away with it.
Meters away from the International Space Station. So
you shouldn't just bark orders at people
about Waypoint 1 as
in
well
public.
as a call out
You should be nice. Like, could you step aside so I can get my vehicle, sir? That's
3-man table here.
I didn't want to talk to you over there. I didn't want to talk to you over there.
Oh shit, here we go.
Right? I didn't want to talk to you over there, and I'm not required to. I know you was, but I'm still not required to talk to you. I didn't call you. They called you.
Working together, following
Yeah, you should have went over there and talked to them first before coming up to us, because they called you, not us. There is no my
the International Space Station.
There is no my side. I'm on the public sidewalk doing what I'm lawfully allowed to do. That's that. Okay, cool. Cool.
So I'm actually gonna bring this down here off the screen.
Anything. The Constitution defends what I'm doing. You should worry about the Constitution defends what you do. And walking out and being rude
Safe.
and sparking orders at civilians. Constitution's not gonna back you up.
I'm gonna bring up Friends in Code.
If you're so scared, you should have become a cop. Should have went to the private sector if you're so scared. Not everybody's a threat out there. But you gotta look at everybody like they're a threat.
When we converge onto waypoint 1, we are going to see the dragon start to get closer and closer until you get 220 until you
Yeah, the 7.
that sets you up.
What's your badge number?
Right at the 20
I didn't hear it. I'm sorry. Ryan Jagger, like Mick Jagger. Awesome. Appreciate you, brother. I love the stats, by the way, man.
Swings out in front to the docking axis velocity bar. That's directly in front of
They're gonna hate. Hopefully, this is like on a turbo or something because it's only 3 players.
Man, you look like you're geared up for war, man. Huh? Yeah. Man.
Get to waypoint 1.
That's a supervisor. What's your name and badge number, supervisor?
But of course, crew 5 is
appreciate you, brother.
Taking up space on that docking port, so we have to go to.
See, you hear that? He said he appreciates me too.
I like his
Dragon
pants better. They got
SpaceX
the
on the
stripe.
big
I
loop.
like them pants
Expect
better.
reconfiguration of the C2B2
Who thinks he meant it?
Unit 1404.
He's still owning her.
Man, the last one of you guys we met was awesome.
Make sure you go over to MCC's channel and check out his video because he can continue to own her and put her in her place and educate her. While I wandered off and let May.
Come on, friends, you can do it.
Communication for visiting
Make sure you go over there and check that out.
Yeah, first thing to. Oh shit! Who raised it? T News. Okay, I'll call you. No, both have the king. Yeah, the 2 king 5. Nice.
Inside, monitoring Dragon's approach. It's NASA astronaut Josh Casta, crew 5. Expedition 68 flight engineer.
I'm not watching his chat, so I might as well just blow that up a little bit. Or this chat, really. We'll switch over if we need to see it. Pair of aces and pair of kings out there. Damn. 30, I'll call it. Ace or king? No, I've seen it. I've seen them all, dude. 30. You got you probably have a 9 or a 5, so I'm gonna call. Ooh, pocket 10s. Hey, on the inDOCtriNATION. All right, give him a shout out for me in his chat. Let him know I'm showing him. Thanks for coming by.
King Charles says he has seen it.
Constant adjustment fighting against
I've been kind of keeping an eye out on Justin Shots there. Brett Anderson, yeah, he's doing some real work exposing Calhoun County officials and Bedford Township officials.
And it's basically swinging up.
Good Lord.
Out in front of the station, and it will
Indoctrinating Mr.
at
Bean and Doug Kennedy have seen it.
220 meters. At that point, it will be on the docking axis, which basically means it will be directly in front of the docking port that it's heading to, which today is the Zenith port. Is there a reason that you're not speaking
to
me?
A lot more prominent for the international we're swinging more towards the forward end of the station. You see those solar arrays now are much more fine of procedures.
Do I have his sound off? Oh shit. Has he got that music still playing?
Cool, huh? Should be big.
Thanks.
You can see there, Dragon's relative position to the International Space Station on that center screen.
Easy to see has seen this. Shanna Carnahan has seen this.
Oh shit. What the fuck are we looking at here? Yeah, it's some good cards, I'm sure. Yeah.
inDOCtriNATION. Hitting the thumbs up sign and off to bed.
Appreciate it.
Have fun.
Sorry, guys. Night unindoctrinated.
Well, celebrate Kwanzaa, Hanukkah, or something like that. Just don't know why people think they can come out on a public sidewalk and tell people what they can and can't do on a public sidewalk. It just makes no sense to me.
Yeah, I wasn't messing with that forensic code. I'll bet on this though.
Maybe I just start walking around calling everybody.
I don't answer questions, sorry. I don't answer questions.
Well, you need to answer questions if you're filming.
No, I don't answer questions.
Then why are you doing it?
Why are you doing it? Why are you doing what you're doing? Why are you?
You're making people feel uncomfortable.
You're coming out here making me feel uncomfortable.
Well, I don't have a camera.
Yeah, you do.
No, I don't.
You surely do. You got a cell phone? You got a camera?
Not on me.
Oh, okay.
But you don't need to be.
You're making me uncomfortable. You're making me uncomfortable by coming out here and confronting me.
Well, I'm confronting you because you're making. Yeah, actually,
Well, I'm not doing anything. I'm not doing anything. I took your picture.
Game show bot.
60
Chuck
frames per
Bronson has
second.
gone live with the
30 seconds.
title
My camera
Record a
takes
Cop
60
Save a
pictures of
Life.
you. So I probably got like now.
Display that was on the far left. Oh, there it is. So not the center display, but that display that's on the left, the top right-hand corner.
Take your picture and
of that
post it
left
online.
Display, there's a circle with kind of
What
like
is that? Do you know?
a center circle and 4 quadrants.
You do?
That actually shows there it is.
Are you on a mobile device or on the desktop?
Then I would be more than happy to oblige, but you can't tell me the law, so.
If you're on a mobile device, it's Poker Stars Lite, Lite. Here, I'll pull it up on my phone and show it to you.
How do you know if I'm recording or not? How do you know if I'm recording or not? Maybe I didn't push the record button. Maybe I did. But it's still none of your business. I'm not scaring anyone. I'm not doing anything.
Shit. This is on Android, so I don't know what you have. Poker Stars Lite. See the? Where's my finger? Right there.
I didn't do anything.
What's the icon?
Staying on the sidewalk.
Desktop? Oh, just Poker Stars.
Did I break a law?
Go to Poker Stars. Here, here. Let me drop the link again. Check.
Come on.
Let's go PokerStars.com, I think. Let me open it.
Oh, okay, cool. Well, you should go in there and kick it with your friends and leave me alone. You can tell me whatever you want. Don't mean I'm gonna listen. What's that got to do with anything? He'll be right back over in a minute. Don't worry.
Guys.
Super Karen.
Oh, yeah.
Super Karen.
Let's see if he wants to play this.
Yeah. Come on, Rick. You know you want to.
Oh, that's hilarious, right?
This up close view, we should. Yep, right there.
Okay, I'll do the same. Because Doc, you ain't got the ace, bro. You ain't got the ace.
No, I had greens. I wouldn't have gone all in on it, but
forward hatch. But for the most part, we'll be seeing with pretty good views of that. Those
Yeah, she couldn't put a
basically those white
coherent thought
puffs coming
together
away
in her head.
from
I'll tell you that.
Hello.
Hydrazine and nitrogen
How are you
tetroxide
today?
take up the fuel.
That's awesome to hear.
Oxidizer that propels.
Yeah, but he did close his
Dragon
laptop.
to the trigger.
He did.
Indoctrination. Three queens.
Very different from the propellant used on board Falcon 9. Dragon is actually fueled up with
You
the
pinky bombed me.
MMH a couple weeks prior to launch at a facility that we call Area 59 or Dragon Lake down.
welcome everybody who's here though. I do realize Frickin's stream is a whole lot more interesting. He's got some cool, a lot of his own cool shit. So much content that they haven't even uploaded either, too. Anyone got the clubs again? Ooh, Ace. Ace King. Air Kings. Man, I'd have been scared he had the 10.
Kings hold up.
Yep, they held up. Who did that?
They all calm down in there now? Every time, man. We try to tell them not to call you guys, but they don't listen. We try not to, man, but you handled it well, brother. They don't ever listen to us.
Alright, I'll call it because I don't believe you got it.
It makes me feel
He had it.
I don't believe you got it.
Some people, I guess, need to
I don't
get out
believe
of
you
their
got it.
comfort zone and
He
experience
had
other
it.
lawful things.
He had it.
4 threes. Nice hand.
Not everybody with a camera is a terrorist.
Yeah.
Some people are just good old-fashioned American citizens who want to exercise their rights.
See, we're now above the velocity
Go,
bar.
brother.
So the higher altitudes on the forward axis dot the velocity bar where astronauts would dock if they were to dock to the
No free ones.
forward port. 5 Dragon
I got it on the river.
We'll be making our way to the sea. We are closing in.
Up here.
We're at 434
Oh yeah.
Oh, shit. I'm sorry. I didn't even know I didn't have the desktop showing. It was just a big picture of me. No wonder everybody left. I got the game over with my StreamYard, so I didn't even see that I wasn't broadcasting. I should have on my alternate monitor. I should have
Are you
looked.
sure you want to? See what you got. Oh my god, he had it! He fucking had it!
He doesn't bluff, friends in code.
Had it.
He
Fucking
doesn't
had it.
Basically heavily choreographed among all parties.
We raised it.
The news. Pew pew.
I know, right? I know, right?
Here we go. Friends in code is tilting here. That's straight. Ace 5 straight. A little bit of it back. You find it, Dirty Dog? You find the program? If not, I'll find it out of the website real quick for you.
Didn't get enough out of you.
It's like 12 minutes, depending on the mission, but it's a lot of work.
Really,
Some shit.
that reorder retrograde fire. So you fire it, and it
Oh yeah.
slows the dragon down significantly.
Oh yeah.
Before the trunk separates.
You didn't have shit.
Dragon to
You gotta love that flop.
Yeah, shit. Showed it too.
I'll go all in on that one.
But again, they're not used at this point. We keep the forward end of Dragon pointed towards the International Space Station for the navigation, the guidance, navigation, and control equipment.
Sure, let's play.
That's how some people spell it.
Sweet. Yeah, we'll get you in. We'll get one more game in usually.
Donate any money to this pod? I guess I'll donate 100.
Draco engines have been
Gassy.
to keep
Come on, I got the key on the fucking river.
Pointing directly towards the enemy.
Oh, my bad.
That's why we've been getting fantastic
I got
views
you.
as well.
Oh, yeah.
SpaceX on the big loop. C2V2
Nah,
link
me neither.
reconfiguration.
He's almost outside. Stretching the truth.
5 to 8 inches, they're saying.
Twisting
And
facts.
again, common communication for visiting vehicles. The Dragon and the International Space Station.
Right.
Oh, shit. 8-7 offsuit.
I guess. You got the ace.
He doesn't bluff. Split. Twos.
Fine. I'll give you the 100. You won. Oh. Threes and deuces, and we split the pot. You shouldn't me.
Making a false.
Wow.
As it makes its way to waypoint 1.
Wow.
To get to approximately 20 meters before executing the approach 1 maneuver that brings straight down the docking axis. Pausing at waypoint 2, which is approximately 20 meters away from the International Space Station, prior to that final.
No.
Probably got me on this one, so we're gonna stop soon. Got that fucking straight.
As we get this view of Dragon, really crisp and clean looking, not only for the image quality, but also
Making us pay for every fucking card.
this is actually a reused capsule. So while we did replace the exterior,
Oh, I needed a heart there. Damn it. I'm not doing this with you. Yeah. Yes.
I have such love in my heart for this
He's raising. Damn.
demo 2 capsule that NASA astronauts love and flew in to prove the capability.
Yep,
Rush,
he had it.
rush.
It's incredible to see it heading to the International Space Station once again. That was almost exactly 2 years ago, I believe. I guess they launched in, I think it was May 2020. But the fact that it's been been to the ISS now on its 4th trip in 2 years is pretty incredible.
I had pocket fours.
Actually,
As
two.
well as
He said three.
it's pretty cool to see Dragon never fly again.
Easy to see out.
Again,
She's not a
those
full
Draco thrusters
I think the gentleman was a
Oh, shit. I was going to show you guys.
she was just a lady standing
which, as we mentioned before, we did hear on the loops that we will just pass right through waypoint 1. We will not be stopping. Again, that's at 220 meters. So we'll just cruise right on through.
Yeah, well,
Now
look.
here, down on to waypoint 2.
These just came in. They got little terms.
You're mentioning Crew Dragon Endeavor. It's definitely a special capsule.
Hey, what's up, Demonic? You can put them on a string and everything. Little piggies. So we're getting geared up. Got my gimbal. It's charged. Just got to get it balanced with this new phone.
You mentioned that forward window. We're getting very clear use of it now. It's sort of where that Lincoln light is. Tomas Pesquet during
G.
was able, before that fly around, was able to actually get out of the seat once they undock and they have to fully suit it up.
Fuck, dude. These cards are garbage. Piggies, yeah. Dude, I can't play that. What'd you have? Not showing? Yeah, garbage.
She takes that as we're
Yeah,
talking
I remember as I was still working at the production organization,
asked her a question and she
time when
refused to
this
answer.
capsule was being manufactured. So I've actually been in it a few times, partially to manufacture, partially to support NASA visits and
Fuck.
it's
I may be out of this game. Ooh.
that is 250 miles above planet Earth, going
He's only betting enough to get me into the 7-6. Yeah, he had sevens. Ooh, good fold. Good fold. Get it. Mm.
That one was just so fucked up.
Clear views of a portion of Dragon that was previously
You guys can you guys still see the cards if I do have it like this?
we didn't get to see any of that hardware during launch or during the pre-launch facilities even.
I don't know what to even say about this motherfucker here, man.
Basically the door that you will use to get in and out of Dragon capsule for the next 6 months. The side hatch, the hatch that's going to use Dragon
Okay, cool. Yeah, I mean she got them because she's
The 8.
we're
Hold it.
obviously heathens. Oh, I don't say
I
obviously,
want to
but
see a flop.
if you've been on this channel for a minute, you know that. Man, it's fucking about.
I guess.
Until they come back home. So before the capsule
What we got? About 150. You're gonna call any? You got it on call any there, friends? Come on, give me some money. Give me some money. Thank you. So yeah, she got the wife got some a little the same thing, but they're goats. Because her boss thinks she's demonic, and she just likes to fuck with him about it, even though she's not. She's just a witch. I'm about to get put out of this game. How are we doing, Dirty Dog? You got that downloaded? Who's in the news? All right. Well, was it 8? Hell yeah. Mine are for a different reason, though, obviously. Little piggies, just give them to the cops or leave them around police stations. They're cheap as fuck, too, dude. We got them on Amazon. It was like $5 for 2 bags of them like that.
Watching this guy, he's taking a picture of your license plate. Yeah, I don't know. A little creepy if you ask me.
Well, do you have 2 pair of queens and 4s? Jesus. I'm not paying attention to the game.
That was funny. You too.
Hey, that stupid CPR class, dude. A bunch of old fuckers around me coughing, and I mean we're fucking blown into. I mean we're wiping them off, but that doesn't clean them. Like, dude, I used to teach at ACLS in trainer. Motherfuckers.
Oh, that's too funny. I know. Right.
Made me sit through a CPR and AED class.
Good size carrot. Oh, that's too funny. All right, we're out of here, y'all. We'll see you on the next one. God bless.
That's hilarious. Oh, that was too much fun. This video here, guys, we've only got 2.7 thousand views.
They started their preparations to get ready for the dynamic operations getting suited up in those white suits that you see now that we're getting views from inside the Dragon cabin over the shoulder camera.
Let's see.
Steve Bowen on the left of your screen with Billard on the right. And this is the live view from Dragon Endeavor. Forward camera as we make our way. You can see very close.
Dragon SpaceX Optic approach 1 and soft capture main extension will begin shortly. Dragon will continue to approach to waypoint 2.
Aliens and crazy stuff. But back and we can get the tour. And
That call out coming from
so we did go
SpaceX
back.
board David Quinn.
And we did take the tour.
The
And it
crew
was
know
super
everything's
nice.
tracking
Super
well.
informative. And I'll just give it to you in a
Once again,
nutshell.
we have great views of the crew displays.
This guy here.
As I mentioned
He
before,
engaged with
on
this
the left-hand
super
side of the
cool,
screen,
super
the top right-hand corner of that left screen,
And then this
we
lady
see a
here,
circle,
she
and
was
you might notice that
manager.
parts of that circle light up momentarily. That is a visual indicator to illustrate which of the torpedo thrusters are firing in that particular moment. Crew displays also have
No, we had our own little thing to put on it, so it was. I doubt that really had any. I mean, but you're breathing into it. Where the hell's the air going that you're blowing into this dummy? And then someone else behind you is getting behind it. Fucker got me sick. Talk about the air. Because you're blowing into it. Yeah, I guess you're not sucking it back in. I guess. Yeah, so. Still. It's coming back out of there and it's getting in the air anyway when you're.
Before it's pumped back out into
Overall,
the
they
river.
are continuing to monitor Dragon's progress.
Wastewater treatment.
Dragon flying itself at this point in time, although the crew has the ability to take over control.
10. 10 kicker.
Completely autonomous, so at this point in time, they are
natural gases.
active in monitoring.
Dude, we're just like moving the money back and forth here. Things ain't gonna happen until the blinds get up a little bit. We got one more minute till the blinds go back up. Ooh, all in. Friends and code. Jack sevens. Aces. Jack. Ooh, you got the 2 pair. Ooh. Pew. Oh, no. Don't worry, man. Don't worry. Oh, wait. I didn't make you a mod yet. Hang on. Everybody becomes a mod here pretty much if you hang out and you're from frickin', anybody's stream I know. And it's not because I want you to secure my channel. It's because I want you to be able to see other people's channels. And I'm the one that's going to decide on who's going to get cut off. So once in a while there'll be an idiot in here though, and I'll just leave them to the lambs. But I didn't mean to do that with you.
Man, that's awesome. Right. Yeah, because they got it. Well, yeah, they're constant in a landfill.
Docking was
That generator's running.
heard call-outs from core David Wang here in
It's a massive
Mission
generator.
Control
It runs
Houston,
off the
or
natural
Mission Control
gas that
Hawthorne
they
rather.
produce.
Mission Control Houston, Capcom
Waste,
David Brenna talking with
their
Josh Casca
bio
aboard the
waste fuel.
International Space
One of the
Station
wheels, I
for that
can't
call
remember
sign
without
Duke.
watching
Pair
the
of
movie.
nines.
Oh yeah, this generator's
At
running.
Queen Jet, King Jet.
Facility. And even
And then,
with
of
this
course, Crew
generator
6.
running, people at the facility, I think she said
Fucking garbage, dude.
their electric
Also have
bill
Sultan
at the
Al-Yadi,
wastewater facility,
David Yayev aboard
something like
as mission
$3
specialist.
million a month. It was an outlandish amount.
They're gonna think I'm tilting, so they're all in. Pair of fives. I'll bet it. Fives and sevens. I'm gonna go all in. Fuck it.
So most of your electric comes from this throughout the year.
Do I have the seven? Do I have that seven?
Other than what you run this.
Just wasn't the hand to call it on, man.
No, we don't mind that, dude. If you like human rights, watch me during the day when I'm at work. Demonic. That's icky. Bet a big amount. I'm gone, friends. I got a pair of kings right now. A possible flush draw, which a low flush draw, though. Oof. Who checked it? Oh, you don't have shit. Hot. Oh, I'll take that. Thank you. I'll take that.
I think you got it, but buy it.
You bet big on that one, man, friends and code, and I'm out. Because I'm thinking you got two hearts. D News is scraping. Okay, cool. Did you send your request to join? Did you see the numbers? Here, let me find it. Hang on. You know the club number?
It's the on the right. You have the station cameras looking at Dragon during.
Hang on. Here the club. Don't click on the link, but search for the club. It's that club number, and then the password is Badger, all lowercase, 420. We just made it the same as
We're also seeing views from inside the cabin.
Bows when he was doing his tournaments. We just decided to make one that's just for shits and giggles. You should start off with at least 20,000 chips. Make sure you collect your free chips right away too. It's every 4 hours you can collect 15,000 chips. I think you start off with enough to be able to play. If not, we'll make a table and I've got a few million chips. So me and Anna and D News, a few of us will play on during the day while if I'm at work and it's a slow day, I'll put up a few games. Ooh, shit. Who the fuck's so serious? Friend, you're not being a friend, dude. I'm gonna make you wait on this one.
Dragon SpaceX on the big one.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I knew I didn't have the nuts. I knew there was about 10 hands that were better than mine, possibly, but with only 3 players and the way he was betting, I knew I could throw it hard on that. I'll show you the stats of this league in a minute. He's surprised I called him there, so I'm gonna check. I'm down to 2,700 chips. I could be out here. He's only betting 250. He's waiting for me to jump, so I'm just going to. I mean, I've got King 10. And I don't see oh, there is a flush out there. Fuck. Fuck it.
dragon in and allows hooks to drive to the international docking adapter, the hooks being on the dragon. For a
Nope.
hard bait, to the
Gotcha.
International
Gotcha.
Space Station flight controllers. In the meantime,
Chip leader.
to control.
This is his stream we're watching because I can't with the old SIM cards properly.
Calculated set of procedures that have to do with the docking to minimize those loads on both spacecraft.
Pretty cool view here. First time we've really been able to see details.
Yeah, online is a lot different than in person. I love playing in person because you can see the person. I'm very good at picking up tells. That's why so many people wear sunglasses when they're playing and stuff. But is what it is. You learn people the way that people are betting. I mean, you just watch. You got to have played with them for a while, and you can tell by the way. We're running out of targets, yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, I'm out. Here, let me show you. I'm out of the sands. So let me show you clubs. Club standings. Oof. 35.5 KOs. So they do give half KOs out. So if me and somebody else knock somebody, we split and we knock somebody out, you get a half a K on that. So here it is. Boom. 21 games. Me and DE News have played the same amount. Points average 35 KOs. The next closest person has 19. So there's that. Yeah, you just have to learn the way people play, their patterns. Patterns are more than anything. Just
Great news. Across the board, we have goes to proceed past waypoint 2 in for docking. A little bit of refinement.
Yeah, the king.
Recently, 20-meter point. Traditionally, we have.
Yeah, it's really hard, a lot harder. I mean suckouts happen a lot more often.
In for a slow and incremental approach to make contact with the international docking adapter. But you heard across the board.
My pug is snoring behind me. I don't know if
Space Station teams and the crew aboard.
Tells, you're right. Tells. I think I said that earlier, but
all giving the green light to proceed.
Did have a 7. Had a 7. Catch me on my blind. Out.
We are just under 3 minutes until we reach that
Game show
point.
bot.
They're on screen.
Fred Media has gone live with the title Viray Night Fandom.
Yeah, he lost his stream, I think. He came back up. Let's see. Ooh, somebody's hitting people. I just got smoked. Freaking Media just came back up again. Live. Boom.
It's all good. It's not his fault.
Well, somebody may have a flush because he's betting 2,800. He's going all in. We got a straight out there. I have 3 aces. Don't have the flush. I don't have the straight. One of them two do. So I'm out.
I was just about to say that.
No flush. 3-4 straight. There it is. Yeah. Nope.
A little bit easier.
I'll let Friends and Code donate to him.
Basically, what's up, make contact with the International Space Station and pull Dragon in for
just hanging
the
out,
hard
man.
capture
My
portion,
stream
but
crashed.
soft
I was
capture as
going
the
through this
case
video and my
kind of
stream just dropped. Glasgow Brenner come in
makes it a
and
little bit smoother process.
We are entering into a short handover period from some of the tracking and data relay satellites that are providing things from the space
I
station.
think YouTube just
Fingers crossed we get video during docking. There is a chance that we will lose them. It's not a constraint to proceed with docking. Lighting is a bigger factor. But some of the incremental drops that you're seeing as part of our coverage is the tracking and data relay satellites that are providing the video that you're seeing right now.
Wonderful. It was absolutely wonderful. Okay.
Give me a spade. Give me. Fuck that. No spade. Thank God I got out.
Figure for its approach to.
I can get right off the router. But that requires going to Walmart or something like that.
Pause will be very, very brief, just a matter of seconds.
Just thinking about it's making me tired. Somebody wanted to see a video, and I don't know.
You see your docking hook's not open warning? Investigate.
What deal was it? Oh, I know which one it was. Absolutely.
Shit.
You heard that as part of those checks that we need to give the go, even though they pulled go. We're going to continue to check all the systems on board Dragon before actually proceeding.
Because here's the thing. You could sit there and say, well, I get to tell.
And there's actually. So again, it was a reconfiguration that paused at waypoint.
Knocked out D News. I missed it.
Doing an incremental series of checks. It looks like we were looking at the hooks to make sure that those hooks are the ones that are actually going to drive and create what's called a hard capture of the Dragon to the International Space
GG
Station.
Francine
It
Code.
secures the Dragon firmly to the station to allow for the next series of important steps of pressurization.
No,
and
you want to
equalization.
know. You don't need to know. You want to know.
That separates the Dragon from the International Space Station. They're both companies.
GG Doc.
Absolutely. Hold on, guys. Hold on. Look, before you start telling people what they can and can't do, maybe you should understand the law and what your rights really are. Okay?
Yeah, but here's another thing you should really understand this.
You got to earn respect.
Right, but is this how you earn respect?
I'm going to earn respect. I don't care if you respect me or not. I'm on a public sidewalk. Right?
Videotaping behind the gate.
So?
I'm on private property.
So? That's right. That's the law. If I can see it, I can record it. I can.
But you can't record
Yes,
me.
I certainly can. I certainly can. I most certainly can. You have zero expectation of privacy when you're out in public or from someone in public, even if you're on private property. If you're out in your yard naked and somebody
No
on the
hearts.
sidewalk
Gotcha.
videotaping you have no expectation of privacy.
That's not how that works.
That is how that works.
You do realize that when you're actually like sitting there staring at someone, recording them, and they ask you to stop, they have the rightful right to tell you, hey, can you please not record?
Well, you can ask me to stop, but I don't have to. How old are you?
I don't have to.
No, how old are you? I'm serious. I'll tell you what, I'm 46 years old. I'm probably twice your age. So why don't you live a little bit longer before you tell me what I can and can't do? Why don't you learn the law and learn what your rights are before you tell me what I can and can't do? You understand? You understand that? You understand? Is that sinking in? Is that sinking in?
Yeah, GG Doc. Or D News. It's Richard.
You could sit there and say, I get to do whatever I want and all that. Guess what? It goes the same way.
Sure, pull your phone out and record me like I'm recording you. You got that right? You got that right?
I don't need to record you.
Okay, cool. You didn't have to stop and say anything. You could have kept on rolling along and we wouldn't even be having this conversation. But since you needed to insert yourself into my life, I'm going to document the whole interaction.
You can do that all you want. I don't care.
Okay, cool.
But guess what? I'm asking you respectfully. I need you to stop recording.
No. He came out.
Doesn't matter.
Right.
It's Eyes of the World, Eyes on Corruption, talking in the background.
Are you an entitled, privileged millennial?
Oh, you're gonna call me entitled?
I'm asking you if you are.
No.
Oh, okay. Because you act like one.
I don't know if you know this, but I've actually been living out on my own. I pay my own bills. I don't live in mommy and daddy's basement.
Well, just because you don't live in your mommy and daddy's basement doesn't not make you a millennial.
Well, that's what you're saying. You're saying I'm entitled.
No, I'm asking you if you're entitled.
I'm not.
Friends.
Okay, I'm just asking.
I've been to the lowest level. I've been.
No, that's not Direct D. This is freaking media. That's not Direct D with him.
No, not everyone.
None of them. I have been, so I know.
So here's the thing. I want you to see something. You see those security cameras up there?
Yeah.
They can see everything going on.
Awesome. Cool. They're recording me, and I recorded them.
Right.
Yeah.
So they can get you for trespass.
No, sir. This is a public sidewalk.
It doesn't matter.
It does matter. You know how trespass works? In order to trespass under the Michigan codified laws, you have to unlawfully enter or remain on one's property.
Sorry, friends.
This is public property. You can't ask me to leave public property. I never went on to Vlasic's property.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So
I like Direct D too. I think he's getting.
And if you don't like it, call the cops.
He needs to actually show some progress on the legal side. I know it's difficult, but.
Oh, really? Awesome. We're going to educate all of you. Yeah. What's my purpose? That's my business. None of yours. Clearly what?
I keep hurting him. Just little bits. Little bits.
I said I put him in his place. I used verbal judo on him and put him in his place. How is that threatening? Are you an entitled little millennial? But you look like a Gen X that's just dumb.
Oh, got them pocket big bunnies.
And he's been videoed by the cameras up there, but you don't mind that.
All in, baby. King. You got me. 6 2.
You can do that.
Oh yeah, on your oath is
Gary and myself. Once again, we are holding at waypoint 2, about 20 meters away from the International Space Station. This will be the
Space station is getting close to docking.
that go is given, but at this point in time, as Gary said, the teams on the ground are doing a little investigation, some troubleshooting for that
Here.
number 5. As we mentioned before, the hooks are what basically dock the capsule to the station, and there was an issue noted on it during the note yesterday.
But my purpose is my business and none of your business. See how that works?
Gotcha, friends.
What your business is your business. I don't care about your business. My business is my business, and it's none of your business. That's how that works.
Sorry, buddy.
He came up to us and bothered us. What are you talking about? Did you see it? I got it on video. I got proof. He came up to us and started bothering me. So I put him in his place, just like I'm gonna put you in your place. And when the cops, they're gonna educate all of you. How about that?
That's the end of this one. Thanks. Appreciate it. Later.
All right. Well, I guess.
I mean, they think I don't have the right to record this facility from a public sidewalk, but they're sadly mistaken. I can absolutely do that. Anything I can see from the public, I can record. It's called you can't trespass my eyeballs. Claim view doctrine, you know, when cops look in your car.
All right, this stream's gone.
Claim view doctrine. Same thing. If I can see it, I can record it. You can't stop it.
Billy Butt Crack.
See, we operate on law in America, not feelings. I see you're.
You mean D? His name's D, right?
I can see it in your eyes. You're just dying in your eyes. I see it.
I think D should just. I mean, he should have just supported his channel and let him develop his own channel. But that was weird. And maybe unless they have some type of knowing somebody outside of the game. Yep.
No. Yeah. Why are you still here?
Quick recap.
Obviously, you're being on my camera. If you're still in front of it. Go ahead, Houston. Common sense eludes you, doesn't it?
It does elude him.
Oh no, I've got a lot of comments.
A reminder, this is joint operations.
And Josh, on the big loop, with just to clarify, 3 Delta.
Anybody else want to play? Are you D News? Are you here? Or are you? Well, I'll set one up real quick. Let's just see what happens.
Put a handprint on.
51K.
We're clear at step 4. Thank you.
All right. First of all, manage club. Where are you at?
Good night,
The bubble. I mean, that's automatic. If you're first out there, you're in the bubble, though.
Yeah, that could be it. Maybe he just don't know his rights.
What?
But if he had common sense, he would get to know what his rights are and what the law is. Because that's what.
Andre, I was drinking too, but I just one.
Or do you want to live in like communist China? That's what,
Well, yeah, you know what?
People like you
It's almost fucking 1 o'clock here.
will be socialism. So it'll be socialism in no time flat.
You see, here's the thing: is I don't agree with any of that.
You don't have to agree with it. You have your own thoughts on things. I'm telling you what my thoughts are.
I haven't heard from
No. That's
Dirty Dog.
That's fact.
Okay, Dirty Dog. I don't. We don't have. Are you on here already?
No, it does not.
No.
It most certainly doesn't. You might think it does, but
Did you go to home games and join the club, Dirty Dog?
2 hours. It just builds in the time that they have 2 hours to work the issue.
at that point.
And then if they do need to abort the docking today, they can make their way with plenty of problems to a 24-hour safe trajectory.
You're not subscribed to freaking media, or who do you not subscribe to? D News. I'll put up the links. Link who? Who do you want us to link? You can link too. That's why it's another thing about being.
So the crew inside Dragon Endeavor is basically just standing by, waiting for further actions to come once the troubleshooting has been completed by the teams here on the ground.
All about is there anything on our body camera footage that's going to help you?
He's talking about the
I don't know the circumstances.
Murdoch trial here.
Congratulations on
You've got a small, allegedly smaller stature shooter. You've got
let's watch him on Rumble instead.
I don't know that he can do it. The weird inconsistencies, like take.
Today, this is the space-facing side. So you can see if you follow that line, we're at waypoint 2, 20 meters right in front.
Taking one gun, exposing that, not the other, or having a gun that no one can fucking identify at all. This extra shotgun that nobody knows about.
Review the 2-hour hold margin. That's built into the procedures to allow us to
Anyway.
software issue.
Yeah, very strange. Shit, last of Yahoos. Because if you would have read my first super chat, Dick, when was that? Was that the other day? I have them all. I still have them. I wanted to toast to the death of my grandpa. Doubt reasonable. Born 1776, withstood many grievous wounds in recent years. Alas, finally succumbed to injury today. Slap.
Well, no, I'm not going to educate you.
I always pronounce that wrong.
Because I don't have that kind of time.
Oh,
But
that
if
wasn't
you really
actually
wanna
your
know,
grandpa,
you will
but
take
yes,
the time
doubt reasonable.
to educate yourself.
It's dead.
Well, I would disagree. I would disagree. I mean, I've lived a lot of years on this earth, probably double what you've lived. So,
Cheers to you. Cheers to reasonable doubt. This wonderful
you'll figure that out as you get
concept
older. I'm trying to give you some
that we
pearls
have
of wisdom
that
to
doesn't
help you out too long.
seem to
I
actually.
probably got children your age.
I just wanted to give you an update that we have a set of software commands that we are
So,
currently testing.
I'm just saying, what you think you know may not be correct.
Save the Kirby says Hail Rackets a few months ago. You epically cigarette shamed me. I still have a ways to go, but since then, my thin white cock inhalation is down 25%. Here's a dividend for that rant. Cheers, brother. Hey, thank you.
That really your fucking channel
Get
name?
off those things, man. They're
Your
rough.
Gmail
Smoke cigars
address?
instead. Nexus says lore drop. Dewey is the arbiter of Dewey is the arbiter of lore.
Oh yeah, I love
The
Ricada.
golden keys to the sacred vault of truth, known as lore. Side note: is PPP dead?
Yeah, everybody.
Good.
That's
I have no idea about PPP. Aren't they still streaming?
that's one of the points of. Hang on. It's one of the points of everybody being a mod is you can just say go to channel if you click on them. So. Oh, he hadn't been in chat for a while, so yeah, you're right. Okay, so yeah, dropping it. Cool.
Budget in the city, so there's other issues impacting the city. So just talk to the family of Adam Toledo. My colleague and I, Jerry, we actually saw her do that coverage of Adam Toledo when he got shot. This young boy who was 13 years old, and her more or less indifference approach to that video should tell everyone in your viewing audience just who she is and how she really views about police accountability and police corruption.
Well, because of that kind of garbage, her authoritarian garbageness, and her
You guys like
inability to
Jimmy
do
Dore?
anything in Chicago and not be the progressive she promised to be. She is not.
No, never.
Never. Well, guess what happened?
Never.
She turns out she's the first mayor in 40 years in Chicago to lose re-election since Jane Byrne.
Yeah, well, what I want to point out is if we look at 2019's runoff, she got about 17.5%. That's 97,667 votes. In comparison to now, she failed miserably to Paul Vallis's votes. And mind you, when Paul Vallis ran in 2019, he only got 5.4% of the votes. That's 30,326 voters from that last runoff in 2019.
So here's who they've chosen because she didn't make the runoff. Apparently, how they do it in Chicago, I don't even know.
No.
So they rejected her, and man, she is just repulsive. I cannot believe she got elected in the first place.
Remember her Yelp review from that limo service? That was, I think that tells you everything about her.
No,
it's unbelievable.
There was
she lied.
It. Yeah,
she lied
to like
she lied about it.
Yeah,
she gave a Yelp review to a limo service.
Was that what it is? Yelp.
That was false. Yes.
Yeah.
How did you find out it was false?
Well, one, Chicago Corner did a coverage on it, and then number two, the limo service has these cameras in their cars where they track their drivers, and she indicated the driver went inside her residence, mucked up her bathroom or something, or did something else, and they called her out and said, actually, our driver was inside the limo the whole time. You lied about this.
Did you say you tried to take a long way? It was everything she said was like, I don't even know what set her off on this guy that
You're
sound
kidding.
like a Karen, a quote unquote Karen kind of thing.
So Chicago's picked progressive. This guy, Brandon Johnson, is now the new progressive. He's going to be running against the right wing Paul Vallis, right? So that's going to be the two people. Yeah. And yeah, Paul Vallis is a guy who wants to privatize public schools, and of course, and
it worked for prison.
It works for prisons. Brandon Johnson, the progressive, now, but you know what? So is Lori Lightfoot a progressive when she ran. So that's what I'm not going to say. I'm not saying Brandon Johnson isn't going to follow through on his campaign promises, but I'm just saying, how many times can we be let down by Democrats doing this over and over? Look at every progressive Democrat, including Bernie Sanders. They completely capitulated on anything they ran on. They completely told their followers to support their enemies, the enemies of workers, and they're war pigs. And so Lori Lightfoot did the same goddamn thing. She runs as a big progressive. As soon as she gets power, she rules as Mitt Romney or Nixon. And so now this guy Johnson, he's a longtime educator, organizer, and he got 20% of the vote, right? And what is he pledging to do? He's going to expand. He's going to expand resources for Chicago's public schools by taxing the rich to boost affordable housing and public transportation, healthcare, and other. So his whole thing is let's tax the rich. Vallis, the guy he's going to run against now, is seen as the front runner. What?
Yes, and there's reasons why that has happened.
Why?
As well. Well, because number one, under Lightfoot's administration, not only did she antagonize the CPD, even though she gave them a bloated budget, but
CPD meaning the Chicago Public.
No,
Chicago
the
Police
Chicago
Department.
Police Department. Yes, the Chicago Police Department. But on top of that, as well, under her administration, she has allowed crime to intensify, and it's just more of her purposely antagonizing the police department to be ineffective, and also shutting down schools, continue on the same policies as Rahm Emanuel. We call her Rahm Emanuel 2.0. Nothing fundamentally changed. And when you shut down schools, mental health services, and community centers, there's going to be an uptick in crime. And then you have large real estate developers move into the south and west sides and start to place. She has helped create and intensify.
Yeah, her face is scary as fuck.
Through that, media can propagandize on the fact
that,
there's a rise in crime. We need someone tough on crime, and you get Paul Vallis, who's going to put in more money to the bloated police budget here in the city of Chicago, and that's why he's number one right now to many voters. And he who controls the north side, which has the larger voter turnout, will potentially win the runoff in April.
So Lori Lightfoot did such a bad job that they're going to vote for a law and order candidate in Chicago. That's what you're telling me?
Yes, and the thing is, with Brandon Johnson, as much as I want to have hope that he can actually bring in change, all those policies that you mentioned, Lightfoot said that too in an interview that I did with her. She said the same things too. She even called out Rahm Emanuel for not attending the mayoral debates. In the early stages of the debates, she didn't even show up to any of the local town halls or forums. And I do got a funny story. So Jerry and I covered the Northwest Side Town Hall. This was like a few months ago. And when he was manning the board for the live stream, because we interviewed 6 out of the 8 candidates, I went outside to take some photos for our social media. The Lightfoot campaign set up a table there by all the other candidates. And I asked the 2 interns, hey, is Lightfoot showing up? She's 30 minutes late. They said no. Then I asked them, well, why are you here? And they were walking away. And I said, you're not going to take any questions? And one of them said, this is a very difficult job to do. So it should tell you what it was like being part of that political campaign and nightmare. Lightfoot was doing the exact same thing that Rahm Emanuel was doing in 2019, not showing up for the debates or town halls.
And so now this guy, Brett, so it looks like you think it's going to be this guy Vallis. This guy's this big school privatizer and big law and order candidate. So that's what's going to come to Chicago now, because that's how we got Trump. When Barack Obama failed so miserably to improve people's lives, except the wealthy, and he expanded the wars, kicked people out of their houses, imported more Hispanics, and when he did all that stuff, plus didn't give people health care, then people get desperate and they vote for Donald Trump. Now this looks like the same thing happening in Chicago. Lori Lightfoot does such a horrible job. People now are going to go to a guy who promises law and order.
The only way this can turn around, though, is if the mayoral candidates potentially who did not make it. So
it sucks too, because the cops in Chicago are already Nazis. Law and order just means they get worse.
Know about political corruption just as much as we do, because we've been in this city. We know what it's like, and people get burnt out. And the north side always has a higher voter turnout, but anyone that can control the same amount of power that Lightfoot got in 2019, because she got a landslide victory, whoever control all the districts and get their message out there to the people, then instead of Paul Vallis, it could be Brandon Johnson. It all depends on how strong their individual ground games can be and the legacy of Lightfoot. But also, case in point for both candidates, don't get Lightfoot's endorsement. It's a kiss of death.
So this guy Vallis has got a lot of dark money. In fact, one dark money organization, the Chicago Leadership Committee, has spent more than $165,000 on TV and digital.
Have you joined the club yet? You haven't joined the club yet, dude. Dirty dog. You said you downloaded it. You got to go to home. You got to type in the code. There it is one more time. Yeah, that's the ISS. They're docking with it. Or I should say the computers are docking it. But yeah. Yeah, sound from them.
Flight control teams in Houston and Hawthorne.
You can see there on the center screen the orientation of Dragon pointing towards the International Space Station. We now see a view from Dragon using the onboard thermal imager to basically keep eyes on the International Space Station. That light or white circle in the center. There is exactly where we are heading. That's the zenith port. And you can actually see at the top of the screen, that is the...
Seriously, why is this camera so shitty? On the outside?
The other dock, the forward port. So, yeah, so in that center screen, you can, that bar at the bottom of the center screen is the International Space Station. We can see Dragon's kind of pointing toward it. You can also see the crew rotating between available views and buoys or the information that they have available to them. So depending on preference, they can select what they want to see.
Now the software override that they're sending up to Dragon, commanding up to Dragon, that's going to take a couple of minutes. In the meantime, we do have plenty of margin. In fact, flight controllers are continuing to assess that margin, and there's even more than they originally predicted. So there is plenty of time to work this, and you can see the crew just standing by. There's no commands that need to be issued from inside Dragon, all of the commands being done from here on the ground.
I think the crew might be using one of the tablets that they take with them to take some pictures. It looks like they're perhaps trying to see if they can see the ISS through the small window located on that forward hatch.
That's right. They have the displays right in front of them, so they can't bring it right up there. They have to sort of angle it near their knees.
Yep.
It looks like they got a couple of good ones, though.
And unfortunately, because they have to remain, in their seats and buckled in, they are able to.
What's funny is, yeah, you could see on their screen when it went inside the cabin, they're getting the exact same feed on their screen. It's just as bad for them. So, just a low quality camera. Maybe it's like a night vision type thing. Just they're just more worried about using it for the IR of it, so they can get. Oh, just weird. It looks like they're looking at the same feed
for that full 24 hours. Shortly after Dragon separated from the Falcon 9, and they had good Dragon Draco engine checkouts, they were able to doff their suits and essentially move freely about the cabin for much of their rendezvous time, so much of the 24 hours.
Yeah, I believe it was actually just as we were coming on air about 2 hours ago, the crew were just donning or putting their suits back on. So yeah, you're exactly right. They spent the majority of that time in not their spacesuits.
And again, we'll be continuing our coverage after a successful hard dock to the International Space Station. We'll hand it over to the Johnson Space Center to continue coverage through the pressurization of the vestibule, hatch opening, and the welcome ceremony. You'll hear calls, of course, once they have a successful hard mate to the International Space Station, they'll be able to get out of their suits again. You'll hear calls that they'll be able to doff their suits and hang them out.
Yeah.
You could
Oh yeah.
with our coverage as we'll be continuing throughout those next set of procedures. In the meantime, though, we're still looking good, hanging at 20 meters in front of the docking axis, that bright white circle you see at the center of your screen from the cameras aboard the Dragon. We're over the United States right now, over the East Coast at 259 statute miles on our northeastern track, following a similar trajectory that the Falcon 9 took the Dragon up the eastern seaboard, along the east coast of Canada, Newfoundland, We'll even get
I don't even recognize flat Earth arguments.
with the International Space Station and Dragon. We'll even get close to Shannon Ireland.
Believe what you want, but so will I.
The call out Shannon indicated was called to the crew. It just indicates that in an abort scenario, that's where they would be. That's where recovery assets would deploy.
For those of you that have just recently joined, Crew 6 Dragon Endeavour is holding at waypoint 2, about 20 meters away from the International Space Station. As we can see there, thanks to thermal
Oh
cameras
no,
on
doesn't seem
board
like they're getting much
Dragon,
closer.
that is the International Space Station, and we are heading toward that white circle right in the very middle. That is the Zenith port. That's where
No, she's not Wiccan. Heathen.
we have all 12 docking hooks open in preparation for docking.
In fact, she would be ripping into you.
At SpaceX Mission Control are basically testing a software override as there is a
Same as demonic.
sensor. But the vehicle is healthy. The crew also remains healthy, pretty comfortable, as you can see in their seats.
By which I mean seer.
Before we, when this initially arose about 5 to 10 minutes ago, we heard on the loops that there's 2 hours of margin within the schedule. Basically, Dragon can hold this position for the next 2 hours.
Drop a link.
And still have that re-rendezvous capability if necessary. But it sounds like that manual software override was likely to be a successful solution. So we're just waiting on words from SpaceX core David Huang to indicate if the teams have confirmed and will be pushed.
No, I'm just joking, dude. I'm just joking. She's pretty cool about it. I tease her about it all the time.
SpaceX on the big loop for status.
I grew up Catholic.
Hey Steve, just wanted to give you another update. We're still working through software testing and ensuring thorough verification. Expect more answers in approximately 10 minutes.
SpaceX Dragon copy. We'll be standing here.
So a reminder, it's
As do I, demonic.
crew side. You see they're just continuing to monitor all the systems on their end. Core David Wang here in Mission Control in Hawthorne, confirming they need another 10 minutes or so, so Pacific time.
Believe me, I believe Jesus Christ existed. I just believe that the Bible, being a written piece of thing by a man, or from the words of something other than a man, or from a man, authority once. So after 2,000 years, I think it's been twisted.
That there's plenty of margin to hold here. Teams are continuing to look at their propellant that keeps Dragon stabilized in its current position. So it's not necessarily just holding without firing. There are thruster firings that have to happen in order to keep it at the position where it is. Last status update we got from the teams here in Hawthorne was it was trending in a better direction than originally anticipated, meaning that we might actually exceed the 2-hour margin that was originally relayed to the crew. So we can use that if necessary. They'll continue to monitor, though, throughout the hold. They'll continue to get estimates on the propellant that's used as the teams assess that software issue. Again, we're expecting...
Let's just say I'm a recovering Catholic.
As Gary said, we are holding at waypoint 2, about 20 meters away from the International Space Station. We're expecting more information in about 10 minutes as the teams on the ground here basically...
Yeah, my faith has its own silly stories, so I'm sure being told verbally for a long time before anything was written down things get twisted quite a bit.
The left-hand side of your screen is Commander Steve Bowen. I'd like to take a minute to share a little bit more information about his background. He was born in Cohasset, Massachusetts, and holds a bachelor's degree in electrical engineering from the U.S. Naval Academy and a master's in ocean engineering from the Joint Program in Applied Ocean Science and Engineering at MIT and Woods Hole Oceanographic Institution. In July 2000, Bowen became the first submarine officer selected as an astronaut by NASA. This will be Bowen's fourth trip into space as a veteran of 3 space shuttle missions, STS-126 back in 2008, STS-132 in 2010, and STS-133 in 2011. Bowen has logged more than 140 days in space, including 47 hours, 18 minutes during 7 spacewalks. As a mission commander, as the Crew 6 mission commander, he will be responsible for all phases of flight on board Dragon, from launch all the way through re-entry.
Next, we have the pilot, Woody Hoberg. He's from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, earned a bachelor's degree in aeronautics and astronautics from MIT, and a doctorate in electrical engineering and computer science from the University of California, Berkeley. He's also a commercial pilot with instrument, single-engine, and multi-engine ratings. The mission will be Hoberg's first flight since his selection as an astronaut in 2017, and as pilot, he'll be responsible for spacecraft systems and performance aboard Dragon.
Sultan Al Nayati will be making his first trip to space, representing the Mohammed bin Rashid Space Center of the United Arab Emirates. He will be the first UAE astronaut to fly on board a commercial spacecraft. On board Dragon, Al Nayati will serve as a mission specialist, working to monitor the spacecraft during the dynamic launch and re-entry phases of flight. He spent time in the UAE military prior to becoming one of the first 2 individuals selected by his country when they started their space program just a few years ago.
And last but not least, Andrei Fedyayev will be making his first trip into space. He also serves as a mission specialist working to monitor the spacecraft through the dynamic launch and re-entry phases of flight. He was selected as a cosmonaut in 2012 and is now the second cosmonaut to fly aboard the SpaceX Dragon. Again, these roles are when they are inside Dragon, but once we dock to the International Space Station, they'll become members of Expedition 68.
As I mentioned before, one of the things I really look forward to seeing once there's a new crew on board is really just seeing everybody come together and share food at meal times. And given the diversity within this crew and the crew members that are already on station, I think there will be some really great meals and stories. Really great meals and stories to be shared.
That's right. Once we have the Crew 6 astronauts enter the International Space Station, we'll bring the population of the station up to 11 crew members. That'll only be for a short time, though. We're looking at approximately a 5-day handover to allow everybody to get into their respective roles and responsibilities. Crew 5 will be handing over a lot of their responsibilities over to Crew 6. This direct handover allows Crew 5 astronauts to brief Crew 6 on life aboard the International Space Station, get them familiarized with a lot of the systems on board. Of course, they've been training for months, sometimes years, on a lot of the systems aboard the International Space Station, but nothing like the real thing. So they'll give them a brief of life aboard, make sure they're good to go, and then Crew 5
and
Dragon and
but I just read. I'm sorry, I missed some shit here. Where was it? Yeah. Tired.
That microgravity environment is important. But one common theme that we hear from crew members that return to Earth is just that it's a very busy schedule whenever you are on station. It's exactly that. It is a schedule. As you mentioned before, Gary, the very shift planning, especially whenever there's a new crew coming up to the space station, it's a lot of coordination.
A good reminder that it is a truly busy time. Even now, we're about to see 2 Dragons dock to the International Space Station. Definitely not the first time we've seen that. We've had a lot of these handovers between crews aboard Dragon.
You can actually see that Crew 5 capsule there at the top of that thermal image that was on the right-hand side of your screen. So that's a view of the Crew 6 capsule holding there at waypoint 2, that 20-meter mark from the International Space Station. But yeah, that thermal view that we keep getting coming from that capsule, from those sensors there at the exposed region underneath the nose cone, that forward hatch section, the forward bulkhead section, where that forward hatch is located. We keep seeing that view of the International Space Station of those thermal imagers, and I just think it's so cool that there's another Dragon capsule there at the top of that thermal image that hopefully we'll be able to catch views of momentarily.
In the meantime,
It's all
we have
lit up.
these great
Oh,
views
here we
of
go.
Dragon. You can sort of see those thruster firings, keeping Dragon in place. Again, the teams here in Mission Control and Hawthorne are tracking good propellant, so we can hold here for quite some time. The sun is starting to rise as we enter into an orbital sunrise. The space station is 261 statute miles over the Pacific Ocean, about to cross over Western Europe. But again, we're holding until they actually dock and are welcomed by that crew, Expedition 68, that I was talking about. It's going to be quite busy aboard the station for a little bit, for ideally less than a week. Here's Expedition 68 right now, a multinational crew. They're all aboard the International Space Station. From the left, we have Frank Rubio. And if we head our way right, next is Russian cosmonaut Dmitry Ritelin. Then JAXA astronaut from the Japan Aerospace Exploration Agency, Koichi Wakata. In the center are the 2 NASA astronauts that are monitoring the approach and docking of Crew 6. First is Josh Cassada, and then Nicole Mann, that goes by the call sign Duke. If you hear Duke on the space grounds,
Fuck Officer Tatum.
Nicole Mann. The commander of the International Space Station is Sergei Prokopyev. And then on the far right is one of the Crew 5 crew members, Roscosmos cosmonaut Anna Kikina. So 7 crew members aboard Expedition 68 aboard the International Space Station. We'll bring that population up to 11 with Crew 6's arrival.
Sounds pretty cozy.
Yeah.
Now, one thing I want to point out, while this view is gorgeous, it is incredibly deceiving. It looks like Dragon is just floating quite still, which couldn't be further from the truth. Both the space station and the Dragon capsule are going about 17,500 miles per hour, orbiting planet Earth.
Dragon SpaceX on the big loop for status.
SpaceX Dragon, you're good.
We have approximately 9.4 minutes of hold time at waypoint 2, limited by prop. Software testing is continuing, and teams are working to get this right, not just fast. We'll come back with more updates.
SpaceX Dragon, we're standing by.
So as we heard there from SpaceX core David Huang, indicating that the software teams still working on that software, on that solution, likely a software override. They're providing thorough verification that will solve.
Yeah, he's pretty base. But did you hear his take on those cops fucking up that dude in Memphis? I lost all respect for him. Donut operator is the fucking. Ugh.
What he said there was incredibly important. They're working to get it right, not just fast. That's exactly right. Obviously, crew health is crew safety is of utmost importance, both for the crew.
I agree, Demonic.
The crew, onboard Dragon Endeavor, but also the crew that is on board the station that you so perfectly went through with remembering every single name in that order. And so, yeah, that's exactly right. The teams are working to get it right, not just fast. He also indicated that
How
we
long?
have 94 minutes of margin remaining. So plenty of time to work through this. That 94 minutes is basically the amount of time that the Crew 6 team, or excuse me, the Crew 6 crew has in this position while still being able to basically maintain capability to perform a re-rendezvous.
That's plenty of margin. And
They're in
again,
orbit.
flight
Why
control
wouldn't they
teams are
just hang?
continuing to assess
Use
that,
a little bit,
they continue to
hang
monitor the
tight.
prop levels, and you can see even on the right, the camera from the external side of the International Space Station. You can see those firings of the Draco engines, keeping the Dragon in place, holding at 20 meters. That's what we're monitoring, those prop levels. Now, again, a quick reminder, that doesn't mean that at the 94 minutes from now, we run out of prop.
Right.
It just means that for the hold position, we have about 94 minutes here. And
Chopper.
there's plenty of prop to execute additional maneuvers. They really try to minimize the prop usage on a nominal trajectory up there just for moments like this. If you need to hold for 2 hours, you can hold for 2 hours. You have the prop in order to do that, and then reassess later with the prop you need to execute additional maneuvers. So
yeah, that's exactly right. And that's also partially why that launch time is down to the second. It's precise in order to rendezvous with the International Space Station. And just like you said, it's to that nominal ascent is the most efficient path basically to get to the International Space Station, so that there is leeway or flexibility for situations like this where these hold points are built in and that margin is available if necessary. So once again, Dragon continuing to hold there at waypoint 2, 20 meters away from the zenith
Are they
port of the
holding?
International
Wow.
Space Station. Live views coming from inside Dragon Endeavour
Lord,
on the left-hand
you
side
still
of
on?
the screen.
That was comical at best. He didn't show that the cops asked me if I wanted to press charges on the people. They watched their own security footage, which implicated them in the assault. That's why he cut it short. He ain't gonna tell the whole story. He wants to spout his opinion about things and, try and twist the facts and manipulate the truth. But the video speaks for itself. That's messed up. Mom's wholesome video says I had a cop draw down on me for just holding a shovel like that while I was actually shoveling snow in a little, conveniently edited. Yeah, totally edited. The whole video's on my channel, so you can always go there and check it out if you want the whole story. But yeah, I wonder I got from what he just showed. Where did he get? I got what was coming to me. I didn't see it because the only thing anybody got what was coming to him was the dude with the shovel, and I muffed him upside his head. I was gonna punch him in his jaw, but midway through, as I started to swing on him, instead of keeping my fist balled up, I just opened my hand and I smacked him upside his head, in his ear, and then I pushed him and muffed him off me. I didn't think blasting him in his jaw.
Yeah.
Was necessary.
Takeoff and landing. Takeoff is definitely the most dangerous part.
Don't let me tell that story. You can let story or stories.
If I'm gonna kill the rest of this bag of pistachios.
between the teams here in Hawthorne and, of course, the teams over in the International Space Station Flight Control Room in Houston, Texas. Everybody's got to give their go before proceeding with docking today. Once we hear that, we'll start to see motion Dragon will make its way from this view down. It'll make its way towards the Earth.
Dragon SpaceX on the big loop for status.
SpaceX Dragon, go ahead.
We have a software override command that will allow Dragon to continue to docking. Again, teams have verified that Dragon is in the correct docking configuration. Ground will be sending the override command. Ground will then pull for another go, and then brief crew when ready to resume. How copy?
Maybe he's thankful and grateful I didn't press charges for them, putting his hands on me and stealing my property, trying to
Look at this dude wearing a mask.
to the side of a car down a sidewalk. That's one tough fight.
SpaceX Dragon on the big loop, you were cut off.
Hand and thrown and everything else. It's not even
Copy, Dragon. I'll repeat. We have a software override command that will allow Dragon to continue to docking. Again, teams have verified that Dragon is in the correct docking configuration. Ground will be sending the override command, and then pull for another go, and then brief crew when ready to resume. How copy?
In the AM here. I've been at it for almost another hour. Got the other story.
SpaceX Dragon, copy, I'll understand, and we'll be ready for the
Try and get a video out.
I've been in a auto-rotating helicopter, so that's the G-force I've felt. Nothing like one of these launches, but it was. I'd have been flung out if I didn't have a seatbelt on.
Have worked through that override.
Station Houston on the big loop for comm.
Appreciate you being here. I appreciate all y'all being here, man.
Go ahead on too, David.
So,
Hey Josh, just for your essay, you may have noticed in voice test that we don't have space ground 3 and 4. That's because we've gone to our KU mask. We'll regain that at 0651. Just for your essay. Don't need it for document.
Okay, appreciate the heads up. 0651 to get KU back.
As we were saying before, we just got confirmation that the teams here on the ground will be pushing that software override through up to Dragon Endeavor. And
Let's see how many. I only see one.
There will be another.
No, wait. There's another one back
go
here.
for docking.
He's got a black mask
and
on.
the crew will then receive final instruction, basically that final go. So that
No mask,
override
mask,
is
no
being
mask, no
pushed
mask.
through.
It
Currently,
looks
that
like
should
no
take,
mask. I can't
hopefully
see
just a
this
couple
guy.
of minutes. As we said before,
These
we
look
had
unattended.
2 hours of margin to hold here at waypoint 2. 20
No
minutes
mask,
from
no
the
mask,
International Space
no
Station.
mask,
So
no
we're still
mask.
well within that margin.
No mask, mask.
And as the SpaceX core indicated that the teams were looking to
No mask, no
get it
mask.
done right, not fast. And so we're pleased to hear that the solution
Hiding.
has been
No mask,
identified and is
no
being
mask.
pushed up to the capsule.
Just the top of the head there.
And that call you
Top of the
heard
head
from
there.
Mission Control
Top
in
of the head
Houston
there.
up to Josh Cassada is confirming that the
Oh, here we go.
is
Houston,
currently masked
nobody
until
with a mask on.
12:51 a.m. Central Time, 10:51 p.m. Pacific Time. So right now the teams on both sides are.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, no, wait. We got one. We got one over here. He's got a mask on. He looks like the type that would have a mask on in the room full of no masks. That's funny. I actually feel sorry for people that wear them. I mean, come on.
Sort of a weightlifting machine that's configured for microgravity, so it uses hydraulics.
Have you completely given up
But
on
they
common
wanna minimize
sense?
loads, impacts, vibrations on the International Space Station for docking operations, so they're going to hold on that for a little bit. I was mentioning the KU
Fuck.
mask,
I'm
that's
dropping
gonna,
fucking shells. Hang on.
be in effect until
I'll be right back.
10:51 p.m. Pacific, 12:51 a.m. Central. Which means as the teams are polling, you can see the flight control teams here in Hawthorne. They're also polling with the International Space Station flight control teams to proceed past waypoint 2 in for a docking. If we do that very shortly, we may not get KU, which means we may not get views. It depends on if we get pass over a ground station or not. We may get views from the Dragon. Not a requirement to press in for docking. There's a lot of other factors that are more important than getting those views. So we'll see. We'll stand by for those teams to continue their poll.
Dragon SpaceX on the big loop for approach 2.
SpaceX Dragon, ready copy.
Ground has pulled go for approach 2. Confirm crew readiness for final approach and that visors are down. As a reminder that once Dragon is inside the crew hands-off point, retreat and breakout are not permitted. How copy?
SpaceX Dragon copies all, our visors are down and the crew is ready to resume.
Copy, Steve. Dragon is go to command resume.
Peanut butter pretzels.
All right, so great news there coming from SpaceX Core indicating that poll for docking was conducted.
Well, Gasmeister are probably the only things that actually work. So yeah.
Dragon is an approach 2 prep.
Go for docking, and we're now in prep for to approach the International Space Station.
It's a 30-second pause before the Draco engines start firing to get us closer to the International Space Station. So we'll hear another call once Dragon is in motion. Now again,
Dragon is in approach 2 and continuing to station.
Here we go.
Station Houston on the big loop. Dragon is resuming approach and is go for docking. Monitor percepts 5 and 6 and 1.102. Dragon approach and retreat monitoring.
No, I'll follow him. Dude, why are we looking at people in a room?
Now, if we can bring you views from inside the capsule, again, we will try. Unfortunately, we don't have any live views at the moment. However, those crew displays that the crew has available to monitor progress, they actually will have a live camera basically showing how close they are to that the zenith port, and they are able to monitor the progress again, being able to see which thrusters are firing when. But we're looking forward to seeing the crew continue on this docking journey.
Now, even though we don't have views, we are getting telemetry, so we're coming up on, we are making some motion. It's just a little bit, we did increase a little bit of distance while we were at the hold point, so we got out to about 25 meters. So now we're making our way in. We're at about 20 meters now. We'll stand by for contact and capture. You heard that reiteration from the ground of that crew hands-off point. That will be called up to the crew. It's called CHOP. They make an acronym for it. So you'll know that the crew cannot issue an abort command at that point. But right now we're looking good. 18 meters in closing.
Live view there of SpaceX Mission Control. That is where we've been hearing those core updates come from. But at this point in time, Dragon is back to closing that distance, as Gary said, closing that distance for docking. There will be a soft capture first.
Yeah, freaking media sent a bunch of his trolls over. Oh, he's off. Make sure you guys are, if you're not following him. He's pretty good auditor.
Call from inside Dragon Endeavor, 10 meters in closing. We'll get those calls from the crew, including CHOP, and then confirmation of contact and capture. Visuals are not a requirement to proceed with docking, so even though we...
What kind of whiskey, dude?
Give us the confidence we need, and of course, we have the crew.
He loves trolls.
Space station that are witnessing the...
I love trolls in his chat. Great.
Once again, Dragon is making its way, closing the final meters between itself and the International Space Station, specifically the Zenith port.
Dragon 5 meters.
Copy, 5 meters.
Only 5 meters to go.
It's a slow and methodical approach. Progress seems to be good for the crew aboard Dragon. Of course, Josh Cassada and Nicole Mann are inside the International Space Station monitoring. There are safeguards in place if needed, but right now we're looking pretty good.
Once again, we'll bring those live views whenever we have them. Unfortunately, they're not available at this moment in time, but those visuals are not required.
Dragon 2 meters.
Copy, 2 meters.
The crew is monitoring, as you can tell.
That sounds so good, Dirty Dog.
Inside Dragon Endeavor. Those last meter to go.
Copy, 1 meter.
A travel buddy. Like, we're gonna hang out and do these events as much as I can convince him to do them because they're so fucking fun. So I'm gonna try and get him to Nashville. But other than that, if you can't see me at Nashville, April 22nd in Philadelphia, go to dick.live.show to buy a ticket for that one. Anime Matsuri in August.
Dragon SpaceX
down in
on the
Houston,
big loop.
Texas.
Soft capture confirmed.
There's an Eventbrite page to buy tickets for Anime Matsuri. You can see me there. I think Camelot will be at that one too. And then in September, I'll be making very soon. I'm going to start the
That soft
ball
capture
rolling on the
occurring
Nashville,
at
September either
10:40 p.m.
15th or
Pacific
16th.
time, 12:40 a.m.
live
Central
event.
Time.
Come
International
hang
Space
out.
Station and Dragon
There's
were 261 statute miles off the coast of Somalia in eastern Africa.
Great news there. Now, of course, as we were saying before,
Great news.
everything is scheduled. It's step by step, and there are still a few steps to complete
Make it
before
down to
Dragon.
Florida.
Capture ring retraction
I just
in
don't know
progress.
when I'm going to be in Florida, but it's on the fucking list.
Still a few steps to go before
At least
Dragon
once,
is
if not
securely
twice,
attached
if
to the
not 3
station.
times this year.
So there we just heard a call out that soft capture
Will there be
ring
cocaine or
retraction
not?
was in
That's up
progress.
to you and your friends, or maybe strangers. But I don't bring it. I'm not bringing
That
you
soft
coke.
capture ring is
Someone else
pulling
brings you
the
coke.
Dragon Endeavor
It's
in
not my thing,
closer
brother.
for the next series of
But,
steps, which will be closing those
all right, here we
hooks. There are 12 hooks, and they'll close 6 at a time. And
Contrarian
once all
420
12
says,
hooks
second
are
Owen Benjamin
engaged, that
interview.
confirms a
This guy is
hard
hilarious.
capture.
Oh, they
In
second
the
the Owen
meantime,
Benjamin
the
interview. Who do
on
we
the
got here?
International
Sherry
Space
Lawless.
Station side,
My son is facing a
they're
trial for
working an
bogus
intricate
charges.
series of control
Trial,
maneuvers
but now I don't have much hope.
to allow
but only
minimal
more fear
loads
from now. You should
during
always have
this
fear when the state's
ring
involved.
retraction
I'm
process.
sorry to say that. You should.
Using gyros
State is not your friend. They're not here
and
to
other
help you.
thrusters, mostly disabled at this point.
In the next couple minutes, we'll hear
Am I
updates
making it to Rhode
regarding
Island?
the
I
hard
don't know if I'm
capture
making it to the
sequence.
Northeast this year, but I
We
want to
should
get up
hear
there.
a call out in
Nani
the
Mouse,
next
or in Minnie
minute or
Mouse,
two,
says,
indicating
Lamau, Nick's
that
French
the hard
potato
capture
farmer impression
sequence
was
has
hilarious.
begun.
Kara
That will
Froze
take
says, so
about 4
disappointed in the
minutes,
jury's decision.
and at that
Mostly
point in
gluten.
time,
Did you
we
ever
will have
partake in
a complete
40
hard dock,
Warhammer paint stream as of
at
last,
which
and when is next?
docking will basically be complete.
It's been a while because
at
this
that point
Murdoch
in
trial, I
time.
haven't done it.
Of
Now
course,
I don't have a Murdoch trial.
more time before the
Reach out to
side hatch is
Sargon
opened
and,
and
Heel
the
versus
crews get
Babyface,
to
and we'll
greet
do
each
another
other on
40K
board
painting
station.
stream. I don't remember
But
whose
as of
channel
right
it's on
now,
next.
we have
I
had
think
confirmation
it's Heel versus Babyface.
that the soft capture
But
ring
I will announce it
retraction
as soon as we get planned.
is
Now that
complete.
Murdoch's
That's
over, I don't have to worry
the
about that.
part that, as Gary just said, closed the Dragon
Renegade
for
Church says, could I get a post? My grandma
Early
passed away
station.
early yesterday morning. And next day,
hard capture sequence.
Up every day and I hurt. But you know what keeps me going? Because I know that every day I wake up, the devil says, God, Jesus is still alive. And I bet Pearl was the exact same way. She sounds like it. Cheers to her. Cheers to her for raising a family and being stubborn in her generation, the next.
I'm gonna have to cut that piece out.
May we all be so fucking lucky.
I'll get
Flight
copyrighted for
control
that.
Teams monitoring a good ring retraction. Right now, they're pausing to allow International Space Station attitude to configure. I mentioned a series of
Master
intricate
Lions,
maneuvers
read
to
that
make
one.
sure to
SP
minimize
Elite
the
says,
loads on the Dragon through the docking process.
In
Once those hooks are engaged, they can go back to a nominal
NIGGER.
configuration.
Okay.
But in
Tara
the
Rayner,
meantime,
yeah, I doubt they
there's
did.
this
Sled
pause.
lied for probable cause.
Of course, we'll be standing
Agent
by for
Cobalt,
that hard
this whole
capture
6-week
sequence.
trial is just that
We
scene in
did
The Fugitive where
upload that
Harrison Ford
software
says,
override for the
he
hooks.
didn't
That'll
kill
be
his
an
wife.
important milestone
Richard
to make
Winter
sure that
says
those hooks
everybody
engage
drink
for a hard
wild
capture. So
wind.
we'll stand by and wait for that.
Next,
But again, we
right-wing
did have a
extremist. The jury
soft
was
capture
back, so
confirmed at 10:40.
That was a fucking rant, too. That was a rant. You guys could have told me earlier. You did about a minute ago. Fuck. Anyway, I was talking about how the fact that Twitch mutes it automatically for you anyway. The option of trying to, for letting their software try to mute just the music, or you can just say mute that whole section of the video. But if software is smart enough to be able to do it automatically like Twitch does. Yeah, Twitch. I mean, they just automatically mute that section of your VOD. So, how close are they getting?
Woo!
Oh, he's drinking.
Damn. Last of Yahoo's says, I've
Once
got
again,
to go to
Dragon
Florida
Endeavor
in April.
Now underway with the hard capture, the driving of those 12 hooks, as Gary just mentioned, operating in 2 sets of 6. The first set sounds like everything is going well. The second set to follow. And
yeah, mostly I use Twitch for when I have I've had to resort to doing this from a laptop now. My desktop has been fucked, and I've been too fucking lazy and busy to fix the motherboard on it. I have a good streaming box, but with a good camera and stuff like that. This is literally the camera built into the fucking laptop. So you get that glare and shit. But yeah, once I get it fixed, I mean, I've been using StreamYard as OBS just because it's a lot easier. I usually use Prism or Slabs. Yeah, there's a lot of them though. A lot of people. I started streaming on Mixer when I first started streaming. Microsoft's little streaming platform. And I went over to Twitch because I was mostly just game streaming. Escape from Tarkov and PUBG. I don't know if I have any of my old stuff. I don't have them on this laptop. On my PC, I've got tons of old good videos. Mixer, they just pulled the money from it. I guarantee you, Twitch loses money for Amazon. Microsoft just said, we're not paying for it anymore. After dumping a ton of money into it, they backed away. Fuck you, Bill Gates. Yeah, I did. But it had a good tipping system, and it was easy to stream to. You did not have to have an OBS to stream to it. People with playing PUBG and stuff like that on Xboxes, you could use the Xbox software to stream to it through the Xbox while you were playing the game, and it wouldn't affect the game at all. I mean, most real streamers were using capture cards and stuff like that, but still, it was pretty cool.
The problem is that your waist is so fucking wide, I can't tie the stick around you because I can't find a rope big enough. If I had a rope big enough, I would suggest you just tie it around a tree, but I know the tree would fall over the second you fell out of the limb.
Who is that big Fortnite player from Michigan?
Got good readout there, and
Is
sounds
to
like
roll around on your fat. And
Nobody even knows who he is anymore. Who is that big streamer, that big Fortnite streamer? I think he lived in Chicago, but he was from Michigan. The fucking colored hair and shit. They bought him, and I'm pretty sure if they'd have gotten Ninja, yep, that's his name. One of my nephews had Fortnite. Once PUBG came out, I was done with anything to do with that. Dr. D.
you monster.
I guess he's doing pretty well on YouTube still.
Walk more. It's not even hard.
that is the first 6 capsule.
Shannon Seven says college athlete in Iowa
just completed the hard capture.
CGI is working again.
Docking sequence not quite yet complete, but hard capture is complete. That is the zenith port of the ISS.
That's a great indication of the hooks, too. All 12 hooks are engaged in place, looking good. Next series of steps, that soft capture ring that was used in the first leg of the docking sequence is going to retract. There's also an umbilical that is deployed from the Dragon and connects the Dragon to the International Space Station. Dragon at this point has been relying on its batteries and solar arrays that you can see. That black portion of the unpressurized trunk
I know
from
that
this view
cheapens
is
it.
sort of at the top.
There's not like a trick. Tenth time, try it, and then if you fail, make it the 11th. It's possible.
Has solar arrays to provide plenty
Get an
of power
accountability partner.
once they configure the
Tell
Dragon
them
for
when you smoke.
quiescence,
Yeah.
where it will remain for
Twitch takes about just as much of their bits, though.
become expedition members and
The
conduct science maintenance
value of it.
for the next 6 months in 2023.
Like if you want to quit smoking, find a way to feel fucking bad every time you do. Like so.
My first year on Twitch, I only have, I had a couple, something like that on it now, but
So at this point in time, just waiting
the first
to
year,
hear the
I made a couple $1,000s on Twitch, just streaming games.
or to give a call to the crew to indicate that they can doff their
Yeah, they used to be, but they've increased it. I mean, YouTube
we did get confirmation
was getting away with it, so they figured they could get away with it too, and they are.
so awaiting that
But
core, or excuse me, awaiting that call from SpaceX core.
Oh, you're in fantastic shape. Why? Because you don't have anything else going in your life. So instead, you just go to the gym. Why don't you try getting a job, you fit, beautiful bigot, piece of trash? I don't know. Maybe you can invest your time in a partner. Probably a gay man if you're so fucking in shape and you're super fucking fantastic. I don't know. Why don't you crawl into a warm booty hole? And while you're at it, give a reach around with your massive trying to jerk his dick off, you fucking Hercules. Can you try that? Would you try? Just please stop ripping the dicks off of your gay partners, you weirdo. There. How about that? I hope that's what you wanted.
quartering is about done. He's been pushing his locals. He's pushing for memberships. He's getting a little bit more risque over and over again. I don't know. I think he's getting ready to probably start his own network as well.
Dawnbreaker says the founding fathers would be stacking bodies right now, and those criminals thought my stuff was more important than their lives. Yep. Edmund Dante says, could you do a post-trial discussion with Emily Baker or another prosecution cheerleader to articulate the holes in the case and its repercussions? Would love to. Would love to. Carazola says, I knew he was going to get found guilty. They don't press their thumb on the scale this hard if they didn't want to ensure a guilty verdict. Dragon Knight, no idea back in the day when I hit up Camelot's people telling them you wanted him on the show, it would lead to such a blossoming gay relationship. The cry emoji. Ty says, I love how YouTube is now nothing but a wall of money preventing you from getting to the Rumble stream. Just transition already, you Baldo warrior, you. Starving 030, would the Bruin decision possibly carry any weight in challenge against constitutionality of police? No, not against constitutionality of police, as far as I can tell. It's really limited in scope to the bearing of arms. Richard Winter says, smoke weed every day. You make your transition.
Tim's already got his own things though. He practically does too. On YouTube, it's you can't even chat unless you're a member. No, on Tim Pool. I haven't watched it since he pulled that shit. So he might as well just go full. I mean, get bold.
Who didn't do it over and over and over again. It's a system that finds people guilty.
Centrist.
And lets them beg to find themselves innocent.
Dude, I'm ANCAP as hell.
Of what was ever created. And if you think that's huffing copium, well, I hope your tastes good.
Most of this is for entertainment.
Stretches out that sphincter on the backside, and you get tased on your testicles, and a judge says that was just fine because you were definitely just resisting arrest while you were in the passenger side of the guy who failed to use a turn signal. I hope you keep that same take. We'll see how much copium you huff from your weird jail cell. Cheers to you, brother. Cheers to everybody watching. Mullet Kid says to the smoker wants to quit, buy a rolling machine.
Why? Rumble's getting better and better. Do you watch on a mobile device? Compared to me? Yeah. Well, dude, I used to be a bootlegger.
People watching on
I'm a veteran.
For the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world, ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble!
Dude,
there we go. We are off.
Chicken City is cool. I unsubbed to Timcast, but I'm still subbed to Chicken City. I'm gonna have my own Chicken City someday.
Related to Murdoch to still read. How do you not be horribly depressing?
I can admit I have voted that way. I'm not gonna say who it was though.
If you get horribly depressed at that, you'll never not be depressed. You have to just understand that it's part of the system that we have and hope it doesn't happen to you or anyone you know.
Back when I thought voting mattered.
All right, here we go. I got something I want to start doing.
Let's pull up Chicken City.
On occasion, when we switch over to Rumble.
You're on Rumble now. You've been on Rumble the whole time, dude. You just disconnected YouTube. You didn't switch over to Rumble. Oh, I used to too, man.
Start.
I used to too.
I'm gonna start watching.
An iHeartRadio at the end there.
Randomly. How's that?
There it is. No. Oh, you mean the primaries?
Okay. Things around here. Guys, I hope you have no idea, but I hope you one day learn how much I love my fucking locals chat. Ricada Law.
Dude, his I can't. Fuck it. Let's bring up his locals chat.
It's the tits. They're my favorite. FSPU19 says, just enjoying this peg leg porker.
There it is.
Preach on, definitely not. Get jealous in Nashville. September will be epic. I love peg legs. So good. Okay, so I saw this earlier on Instagram. I sometimes just sit and go through reels. Here we go.
Yeah, I'm sorry, guys.
Check this out. You ready for this? Wait, who allowed this to happen?
Oh, it is.
No! No! Oh, God, I'm going to hell. I'm going to hell.
Hey,
Just
people paid to watch that.
thinking about it.
Yeah, headbutt them. Hell yeah.
I had one more. Oh,
Or
wait.
trip them.
I was
Sweep.
supposed to play
Sweep
this
the
on
leg.
Motherfucking Wednesday.
Sweep the leg.
Let's watch this.
Once he's down, he's stomp him. Oh. Oh shit. Oh, this is that
Florida
teacher.
student attacked his teacher after she took away his Nintendo Switch. Oh, shit!
Yeah, I seen that teacher.
Give me back my Pokemains! God damn! Like, look, what sort of feeble shit are they trying to pull on this kid? This kid's a fucking 250-pound monster. Of course. Hold on, let's watch that again. Damn! Did you see that fucking punch? Launch. You're not going to drag that fat ass fucking kid away. Drag the teacher away. There's a guy there.
Probably a
Come
little
on,
bit
you
of both,
pussy.
demonic.
Kick the kid in the fucking face. What's wrong with you?
Yeah.
It's a goddamn animal at that point. You know who sucks in this? Like, look, I don't like teachers at all, but this guy right here, that's the colossal fucking pussy. Like, oh, let me attend to the teacher. No, you should be drop kicking the fucking student. God.
Yeah, he'd be fired. He'd be fired.
Like, if you're not going to pick up the teacher that's getting the person who's unconscious getting beat by an out of control fucking moron, then you better stop the moron. Oh, he was a Marine? God, how embarrassing.
Yeah.
Okay, I got one more. One more. This is the only good thing on Saturday Night Live these days. It's the weekend report or whatever. I don't even fucking watch Saturday Night Live, but I see these. So this is two guys. It's a white guy and a black guy, and they write each other's jokes. And you can tell that only the black guy is funny because you only ever see, like on Instagram, the white guy reading the jokes. Because the black guy writes hilariously racist jokes. The white guy writes timid bullshit. But so the white guy ends up reading all of them. But this is fucking hilarious. Here we go.
Many doctors are saying that they have a hard time convincing their black patients to agree to take the COVID vaccine. Well, maybe they should try telling them it makes you immune from paying child support.
Whoa. That's pretty racist, Colin.
Look at this smug motherfucker. This guy has the greatest job on earth. All this guy does is writing the most racist shit and makes a guy who is probably liberal read them. Oh God. That is oh man. Do you know how much fun that would be? If I was the white guy, I would make this guy read the most horrendously racist black jokes constantly because he has the pass to do it. So it'd just be, that's all it would be. It would all, like, they would be so fucking bad. That's what you got to do. One time he's got to come out and be like, right in your dick, bam, super racist joke. No, SNL is funny. I watch the show, but I do get these little clips in both on Instagram and on YouTube Shorts when I'm scrolling through. I get those. That's terrific. That's what comedy should be. Comedy should just be offensive all the time, every time. The white guy is married to Scarlett Johansson. Oh, so he probably is liberal then. Okay. Let's see. Got a couple locals things to do while I pull up this what do we got? No new filings. All right. Base says, is this what you were doing all day? When we were like, what the fuck? No, this is what I was doing while I was waiting for my class to start. All right, so we're going to pull up this proposed order and the affidavit of Montegraph. So here, Unbreton says, cheers to seeing the crew live in Las Vegas. I hope Lady R likes the Legos. She's even more beautiful in person. She's a honey, isn't she? She loves the Legos, by the way. Legos, I mean, she's basically autistic when Legos are involved. She's like, build something following instructions. And she'll sit there and just do it. No, she loves it. And she's been commenting about how happy she was that she got Legos. She's so
damn.
But,
I'm
no,
getting
she's
tired,
awesome.
guys.
She's very happy about those Legos.
This is I'm gonna leave you the links here. I'm gonna get off.
So thank you for that. Complete Random says, so you're saying that the process isn't worse than the punishment, Nick? It depends on the punishment.
Oh God.
Process is sometimes worse than the punishment, but a lot of times the punishment is not worse than the process. It just depends. Non-PC therapy says, listening to your BS struggles with the board/lawsuit has been hard. I'm a therapist who pissed off my former employer for making them too much money and then taking that money with me when my clients followed. I've been fighting the board for 2 years and I'm facing $30K in legal fees to keep fighting. My integrity and truth are everything to me, but justifying $30K makes me want to puke. Process is fucked up. I don't get a jury or a judge. I present in front of the board accusing me. That sucks. I wish my fees were only $30K. But I also am happy to have I guess more of a system. We'll see how it pans out, man. But no, I'm with you. It's fucking lame that you have to deal with this shit. All right, here we go. Let's pull up this
Tell it, demonic, before we go.
document.
We're about to go. Quick review of his stuff.
First locals tip was missed. I read them in the same way I read the other ones. I read them in monetary order until we get to the end. So. All right, here we go. So this is,
I wanted to see this.
Steve Quest versus me. Plaintiff's memorandum opposing defendant's special motion to dismiss, motion for summary judgment, motion to apply Colorado law. All right. So here we go. Here's their here's a problem that they're going to have. let me just preface this. Now, I don't know how this argument's going to work out. Okay. I really don't. I'm not saying that my lawyer's argument is going to work better than this guy's. It's going to highly depend on the judge, how the judge interprets the law. Right? But my lawyer's argument is that when conflict of laws applies, you go through these analyses, right? These analyses. And he says that under these analyses, Colorado's anti-SLAPP applies to Montegraph.
Right.
And so therefore, the Colorado
everybody.
anti-SLAPP law applies, and it's applied in a similar way to Minnesota's rule for summary judgment. However, a critical aspect of this is it is applied.
Cause I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make.
Yo, I got a lot of shit to say, so I'ma do this every day. I'll be writing things until I'm fucking buried in my grave. 6 feet deep under, but my body won't decay. Cause my messages are timeless, so they'll put them on display. Oh yeah, I rap with a certainty, I have a sense of urgency. A message for eternity, for everyone internally. I had some people burning me, but now they fucking learn to see I ain't the one to fuck with. Now they looking nervously, and I don't really care what you think of me respectfully. You can kick rocks if you think you're fucking better, see. I will outwork you, turn you to an enemy. Hurt you so bad that you're gonna need some therapy. I got the motherfucking recipe. I've been cooking up hits, I'ma leave a legacy. You'll be looking small when you're standing right next to me. I'm 5'10", bitch, but I'm 10 feet.
Cause I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Cause I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Yeah, I'ma do it my way.
Coming out with a statement. You really changed, man, all your music and arrangement. You don't know shit, shut your mouth, you can save it. I'm the same dude that got his come up from the basement. 100 songs, 100 weeks, didn't change it. Experiments, development, intelligence, and patience. I'll do it all again, cause I never feel complacent. Let's keep the good vibes, positivity's contagious. I'm never looking back, cause I made a life that's passionate. A college graduate suppressing all his talents, yeah. He found a way to go and change, become an advocate. For taking control of your life, go out and battle. And you think you have a dream, then act on it. Get after it, get out your head and fucking capture it. You got one life to master it. Don't give up on your future. We all start losers. We're all late bloomers, gotta struggle through the sewer.
What you say? Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Cause I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make.